vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A new report sheds light on overpayments from the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP. Bethany Prey with the Colorado Center on Law and Policy says 2/3 of the mistakes they've seen were made by the counties themselves.
The next largest fraction are due to a person's honest mistake, and then the smallest fraction is due to what's called fraud or intentional program violation.
The organization calls for further investigation. The report shows issues in all of Colorado's 64 counties. Attorney General Phil Weiser says scams are up in the state. Top complaints to his office last year include subscriptions from retail outlets, car sales and repair, and fraudulent unemployment claims.
The pandemic has really been a painful opportunity for scams, including unemployment insurance scams.
Weiser says scammers are thriving right now on the internet. Sports, the Nuggets beat the Warriors 131-124 last night at home. The Avs beat the Islanders 5-4 on the road. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by BlindStare.
Traffic is recovering, yet still a little slow. Southbound I-25, making your way to 38th Avenue through downtown. There was an earlier stalled semi there, out of traffic, but still trying to recover. I-70 running a little off the normal pace. Westbound, coming west of I-270 out to York, and 270 slow in through Commerce City. No accidents there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather for today. Plenty of sunshine, 41. Tonight's low 14, and then snow expected to move in tomorrow afternoon through early Thursday morning. 2 to 3 inches of snow possible. Currently, it's 33. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? BlindStore.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. BlindStore blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit.
It fucking blows, don't it? Go look at the other studios that are empty. They got all brand new shit. Kills me. Kills me. Do you, I sent, Massey the referral list agreement and left him a message.
I know. He said he'll get him to us today.
Okay, good.
All right, we're up, gentlemen. Fucking babysitting. We're up and pumping studio live.
Calling on women creators, innovators, and entrepreneurs. If you have something to say, a story to tell, or expertise to share with the world, we want to hear from you. Apply now for the first ever.
Oh, I started watching Tin.
Okay, so I'll do Tin Star.
Tin Star.
It's a fucking gruesome show.
I sucked down 4 of last night.
It's so good. Oh, this guy's a fucking. I'm on season 2. It's crazy.
I assume it's the oil company that's coming after him. I can't quite figure out why. I mean, just because in one meeting he's like, I wouldn't do it. I mean, this oil company's really fucking aggressive. I mean, he didn't do much.
Did you meet the 3 stooges that were, yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah, 4 of them, sorry. Okay. Well, I didn't get the impression they worked for the oil company because they went there as an undercover. They went there to keep their.
Okay, I'm under the impression just because that one villain guy in the oil company.
Yeah, he's aware too. But man, does it get good?
He was in another great one that was about a railroad.
That tall guy.
Yeah, he's bad news.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Hey, I love doing this show, so you can call me for help, information, and referrals at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And when we're not here, you can also call, or when we're here, you can call 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by Empower Reverse Mortgage. Empower. Now, as you know, I'm a real believer in reverse loans. They're getting very popular right now because equities are at all-time high. People are getting older. So if you're 62 or older, and if you have equity, you can tap that without paying taxes, without having income at all counted against you. It's not income. You can get a line of credit, a monthly payment, a lump sum. You can use it for just emergencies. And that is Empower Reverse. Mark and his team will take very good care of you. In fact, he wants you to call if you have any questions with no obligation to get your answers. Empower, E-M-P-O-W-E-R, empowerreverse.com, 833-502-3100. That's 833-502-3100. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind? Well, as you heard, we're embargoing oil coming into the country from Russia. That will mean slightly higher gas prices. They say that won't have a big effect on gas prices because of the fact that there's only, 6% of our imported oil. And this is a prime consumer issue. I'm not speaking pundit here, trying to tell you what's right and what's wrong. But Biden said, we will never gain lower oil prices by tapping American oil, and there's no reason to resurrect the American oil business. There are plenty of us is going more toward electric vehicles and clean energy and less dependence on oil altogether. He says, in that regard, we will never be dependent on other countries. I don't know how you feel about oil, but in any case, the bottom line is our current administration and government feels oil is not the answer for America, that we have to now switch to another kind of economy. Do you think we could do both? Do you think we could explore oil in the short term while moving toward electrical and clean energy? And this is something I wondered, and I've never actually done the analysis. And trust me, folks, I think you know me by now after 40 years on the radio. I'm not trying to sway your opinion one way or another when it comes to anything. I'm trying to get answers. That's what I try to do. If we all had electric vehicles, would it substantially reduce our footprint, carbon footprint, and our pollution, or would we just shift to generating electricity and then old batteries? Would we have substantially another environmental problem, or would it be better? I've never done the math. Has anyone actually done that to see exactly what the carbon footprints are for electric vehicles when it comes to the regeneration? We only have a small number of cars now going across the country, and a very small number, and then a slightly larger number driving locally. And the cars seem really cool. I mean, right? But as they charge, they take electricity. It's not free. And I often wonder, how do malls and these shopping centers that have these charging stations, do they feel like they don't notice the electricity? Is it that easy? What do you think?
People pay for that.
Oh, you pay it when you're parking. It says electric car only?
It's a subscription, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's different ones out there. On the East Coast, it's a little strange because a lot of theirs is heating oil, as you know. Heating oil, apparently, creating the electricity with heating oil to charge your electric car.
Or coal.
Yeah, or coal. Some people argue that leaves a bigger footprint than what the actual gasoline emissions would be in the engine. But when it comes to natural gas, apparently it's a smaller footprint.
Okay, so it would be, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have open lines. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, you can give us a call. As you know, I like talking about what is going on, and we have to recap some of the problems we've had so we don't repeat them. That is something I do often because so many times we get people calling in with the same problem over and over and over. And one of the things that we have that I'm surprised the Attorney General did not identify it as one of their major problems. The Attorney General came out with a list of problems for 2021 consumer problems. Now, our consumer problems definitely are topped by contractors. Contractors taking money down, not doing the work, disappearing, or doing shoddy work. I would say that is such a major problem. Every day we get calls from people paying money down and not getting the work. So if you've had this experience, let us know. We'd like to put out the word on bad contractors. We like to put out the word on bad people. Another one we've gotten a lot of lately are used cars. Let me explain this. It's so hard to get used cars right now. People are buying cars with 200,000 miles on them, and they're having major problems after paying a good buck. So I'm not saying that you're being cheated on purpose, but when you go out and buy an auto and don't get it completely checked out, you are insane. It's not a question of honesty even. Now, in some cases it is. In some cases, car dealers will try to pull one over on you. But in the vast majority of cases, cars are purchased as is. The dealer does not make themselves privy to the car. They don't say, hey, let's dig into this car and find out everything wrong with it. They don't want to. Because if they know about a defect, they can't lie about it. They'd rather not know. Because it's the not knowing that protects them. So you see, it's not dishonest to get a car and say, I don't want to hear anything, just sell it. Nothing wrong with that. And it can have major problems. What they can't do is tell you it's a perfect running car or it's a great car and words like that. But you'd have to prove they said that they induced you to buy that car under false pretenses. But then on the contract, it almost always says as is. So if you buy a used car, okay, here's the rule. With over 100,000 miles, okay, approaching 100,000, let's say 100 to 150, you're going to have maintenance issues and repairs. You're going to have probably most of them will be medium to minor. The timing belt is something almost everyone overlooks on used cars. Almost everyone. If you can't verify a timing belt's been changed and you have an interference engine, you better have it done. Now, if you buy a car with 150,000 miles or more, you will, not probably, you absolutely, positively will have problems. If you buy a car with 200,000 miles or more, you absolutely, positively will have major problems. Major. So you see, just bank on it. Now, you have exceptions to every rule. You'll have people who take exceptional care of a car and they owned it, one owner, and they have 200,000 miles and they change the oil every 3,000 miles and they babied it. But that is rare and far between. But even those cars will experience timed out problems. 303-713-8255.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to talk about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home and want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want. Orchard, the new way to home.
As Putin steps up attacks on civilians.
WaterPros.net, the best water systems at the lowest prices anywhere. That's WaterPros. If you want a water fountain and never buy bottled water again, you can get it for under $1,000 fully installed. It doesn't even take electricity. It runs off the power of the water. It has a triple filter with reverse osmosis. Under $1,000. WaterPros.net, 303-862-5554. Whole house systems, just under $2,000. 303-862-5554. WaterPros.net. If you're looking for countertops, we love the Art of Granite. I've been dealing with Mitch Floria at the Art of Granite for many, many years. Here's what you get at the Art of Granite. Wholesale materials, so you pay the lowest prices on materials, whether it be natural stone or a man-made countertops, and they tear out and haul away free. They also, of course, do the bathroom vanity when you have the kitchen done, and that bathroom vanity is free. And they'll give you a price on the phone. theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
Hi, I'm Dr. Allen with Restore Osteo of Colorado. What activity would you enjoy if your knees didn't hurt? Have you wondered if there's an alternative?
Did you hear the demands from Russia?
Now, what are they?
He just wants, first of all, they have to realize that they lost Crimea and some other border states that were always Russian, he said. They're Russian people there. And then they have to neutralize, be neutral, neutrality, not be in any part of a pact, NATO or anywhere else. And they have to have no military. And Russia will protect them. And they can be their own state.
And what do they say, pound sand?
I didn't see a response to those specific demands.
I mean, I didn't even really realize they had really a, quote, military.
So why not call one of my friends at American Financing? You might close in as fast as 10 days.
Problem is you can't trust, even if they agreed to it. Let's not forget, they agreed to give up their nukes not long ago. Ukraine. Yeah, they had nukes, man. This wouldn't be happening if they still had their nukes.
Did you know your ugly crack stained, embarrassing driveway, patio, or walkway can actually earn you
Putin
money?
shells evacuation corridors meant for civilians.
If you don't want to be my people, you won't be people.
He's going to go down like Hitler, man.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Call System Integrated today at 877-PAGE-002, and you will save like never before because they'll demolish and remove your old cracked concrete or asphalt for free and give you a system recycling.
Anybody need anything?
Water would be great.
This would add up to hundreds, even thousands in savings, but you must call now, 877-PAGE-002. The wait, our free demolition, removal, and instant recycling credit only applies to new orders placed by March 31st. 877-PAGE-002, 877-PAGE-002, or systemcanvas.com.
See website for full details. Inflation just broke a nearly 40-year record thanks to Biden's out-of-control spending, and every second that goes by, you are losing more and more of your hard-earned savings. So you can fight back. Instead of letting Democrats treat your savings like their own piggy bank, with trillions spent on their radical far-left agenda, you can protect what you've earned by converting your IRA or 401k into gold with First Gold Group. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bennett, and I'm one of First Gold's many happy customers. To learn how to set up your own gold IRA, get a free 20-page info kit when you text the word SHELTER to 989898. Gold IRA is made simple to ensure your savings will be there.
Mark, yeah, I'll have a Italian nightclub on which, let me ask what we want.
Who wants a
You hate whatchamacallit?
Do not like them.
Why? Jimmy John's?
I don't like cold sandwiches.
Oh.
Period.
No, you never did?
Never.
Really? Jimmy John's is good. I might have to treat these gents to Jimmy John's.
Heat them up, they're okay.
I'll see what Jordan wants. Brother, Jimmy John's are good.
Oh, yeah.
Don't listen.
I don't listen to him. I eat Jimmy John's.
When you buy a home with Rocket Mortgage,
I eat
cock meat sandwich.
What do you say?
I'm saying he wants a cock meat sandwich. I don't know.
Chicken.
when you're ready to buy or
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm Tom Martino.
Let's get right to the phones. 303-713-TALK. Glenn, welcome to the show. What's going on? Glenn?
Yes, how are you?
Hey, man, what's going on with you, Glenn?
Well, here's what happened. My 04 Lexus I whacked one of those poles getting on 470, wiped out the mirror on the driver's side. I'm trying to do it without insurance.
Yeah.
And the Lexus dealer wants $1,100 for it. I can't source. I'm looking for a source for
salvage yard, stadium, LKQ. You pick your own part. Boneyard. There are a bunch of places in Denver, salvage yards. That's where you want to go. That's where you'll pay the least and get the most, especially if you pull it yourself. But you probably don't want to pull it yourself, but you can go to these salvage yards. Stadium's been around. It's a huge salvage yard with a big selection. But there are other ones available.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it, Glenn? Have you ever heard of a salvage yard?
Yes, I have.
And have you ever been to one?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have your old mirror? Are you going to remove? Are you going to remove and replace it yourself, or have someone do it?
No, because it's too many wires, too many motors in that.
Yeah, but by the way, it's a plug and play. They're plug and play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's one called this mic Certifit. Those are brand new, but they're aftermarket. They're pretty cheap too, and they've got a massive warehouse in Denver. Certifit.
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 Yeah,
and then look at Stadium.
Okay, I'll do that also. I've got one body shop, but they've received it 3 different times, and every time the mirror's been damaged, so they haven't been able to install it.
And Certifit, by the way, their number is 720 274 1000.
1000.
Let us know what you find. Tony, what's going on with you, Tony? Welcome to the show.
Hey, I am calling regarding a issue with a roofing contractor.
Okay. What's the problem?
Well, basically, ended up doing a contract with them to do my roof.
Yeah.
And
now, was this an insurance job, Tony?
Pardon me?
Was this an insurance job?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And, okay, what happened?
Ended up having the contractor come in. He did the roof, did a great job on the roof.
Oh, okay.
Inside of the house, we ended up speaking about I was going to go ahead and do all the drywall work and take care of all of it inside.
Now, you got paid for that from your insurance company, right? You got paid both for that and your roof?
Yes, I ended up getting paid. So he ended up sending me a bill. The contract that I signed for was for a certain amount.
How much?
11,000 and some.
Okay.
I ended up getting a check from the insurance company. The first one for like around $8,600, and I gave it to them.
Okay.
There's a balance for about $3,000 left on the contract that I signed. So he sent me a bill for like an additional $3,300.
That sounds right, right? Roughly.
For the work, for the actual work inside of the house that he did not do.
Okay, but hold on. You said the roof contract was going to be 11, right?
Correct, 11,000.
All right, so hold on. You got that in writing, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you take 11 grand and subtract the 8,600, you have 2,400 left, right?
Correct.
And and he's billing you 3,300?
No, he's billing me 5,200.
So he's adding. I get it. He's taking the balance you owe on the roof and adding in the interior work.
Correct.
Okay. So did you say, hey, this interior work was not part of the contract? Did you just tell him that?
Yes, and he keeps on saying that it was part of the contract now.
Well, is it or not, man? Look at the contract. It either is or it isn't.
Well, and that's why I called, because I have the contract with me, and I don't know if it means that I owe him more than what I ended up signing.
Well, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know. We got to see the contract, or you have to read it to us, or we have to send it to our attorney, because bottom line is, it is what it is. Now, That doesn't mean he collects if he didn't do it. Even if it's part of the contract, you got to let him do it if he wants to. But if he doesn't do it, you don't have to pay him. Now, is this roofer saying it's all part of one contract, we will finish the inside? Or is he saying we want to be paid and we're not going to do it?
No, he sent me a statement saying that all the work is completed, and he ended up giving me basically like $1,400 for me to do the work inside, but the insurance company is paying him like $3,800, and that's basically where the dispute comes in.
Okay, so you should only have to pay for your contract. What was your contract with the roofer?
Well, I have it in here. It says $11,160.
Okay, that's all you have to. That's all you have to pay then.
Yeah, but was there supplementals?
And that's what he's actually saying. Well, we have supplementals. I said, yeah, but supplementals wasn't for $3,800.
What were the supplementals for? Were for additional roof work.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't understand the contract here.
Well, send it.
Because
send it. I mean, if you don't understand it, send it over. We'll have people look at it.
All righty.
I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yes.
Now, you were trying to do the inside work yourself, so you wanted to get paid $3,800 and pocket some of the money, right?
Well, I didn't. Yes, I wanted to go ahead and not have to pay out of my pocket to have all this work done.
Right.
And I said, well, let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and do this work. So
I get it.
Money.
I get it, man. I get it. Everyone, a lot of people try to do that. So send us the contract. We'd be happy to look at it. The biggest mistake people make when it comes to insurance jobs is sharing insurance information with the contractor. It's none of the contractor's business. It's none of the contractor's business how much you get. It's none of the contractor's business what your first check is and what your balance is. In fact, I wouldn't share anything with my contractor. I would negotiate prices directly with them. They don't have to see my contract. They have no business seeing what my insurance does. I'll let my public adjuster do that, but I'll never let my roofer do it. I just won't. It's none of their business. You're working for me, sir. None of your business. And if they don't like it, they don't get the work.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino. Now, Dan Caplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
These are good right here on I-25 between 6th Avenue and C-470. A little sluggish southbound I-25 through downtown, but nothing major there to slow you down in a big way. Looks like we do have a good drive across I-70 between Arvada and the Golden area. C-470 full speed, as is 225. Fox 31 pinpoint weather for today, sunny and 41. Tonight's low drops to 14, and then snow expected to move in tomorrow afternoon through early Thursday morning. 2 to 3 inches of snow possible. Currently, it's 34. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
You got Paragon.
Yeah, I see it.
Is going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. Dell Technologies advisors have the Windows PCs and tech you need to help you get past whatever's in front of you. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Let's talk about Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home loan. Brent Ivinson, the owner of Ideal, the one who started it many years ago, was in studio talking about how they can do a loan and set it up for you on a pre-approval, which is like a cash deal, because you are already approved. The money is sitting there for you, and all you have to do is find the house, and they can close within a week or two. It's amazing. It is amazing. In fact, on regular loans, they can close in just a few weeks. They have their service ready to go. They can start online at idealhomeloans.com or by phone 303-867-7000. Ideal can get you cash out. They can get you a lower interest, and they with the interest rate guarantee. And here's the point. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. They can also help tweak your credit to get you even better pricing. IdealHomeLoans.com, including, of course, you can pick your own term. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
You know, that caller, Tony, does need a public adjuster, and I'm going to tell you why. He left money on the table. He was talking about a $13,000 claim. I bet if Matt with Paragon Services got involved with that claim, it would double. Yep, that's right. He'd get probably an additional $13,000. But a lot of times, Matt can get you a lot more than that. You need someone on your side. If you are affected by those fires, I don't care if it's a commercial policy or a homeowner's, call Matt at 719-726-0020. I've personally used him. He got me $70,000. 719-726-0020.
It's Brian with Advanced Mud Jacking. 2022 is here, and it's going to be another busy year. Denver is growing, but concrete is still sinking. Porches, driveways, floors, they all settle over time. Advanced Mud Jacking at yahoo.com. 303-424-9441.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit about Blue Sky CBD, and I love this company. I really do. Did you know that March is National Sleep Awareness Month? Also, how important a role sleep plays in our physical and mental health. You know, ongoing sleep deficiency is linked to increased risk of heart and kidney disease, high blood pressure, stroke, a lot of things that we don't want. So the message is, if you or somebody you love is struggling getting the sleep they deserve, you should really consider Blue Sky CBD's sleep gels and oils. I've been using these for a long time. They've got a 1-to-1 blend of CBD to CBN. It's the most potent CBD-based sleep formula ever created. I know that I've been sleeping better when I've used Blue Sky CBD as a daily supplement, and I think you will as well. I can't say enough of how this partnership with Blue Sky CBD has helped me find relief from aches and pains and also genuinely get better sleep. It's a total game changer for me. Find their full line of products from max relief to sleep at www.bluesky-cbd.com and use promo code DREAM for 30% off your next order.
Taxes could be your biggest expense in retirement. Don't send more money to the IRS than you have to. I'm Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital, inviting you to a free class, Taxes in Retirement, on Tuesday morning, March 15th. For more information, go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com. Or call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Damaged tissue. No surgery and no drug. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulder, lower back. The unique protocol of QC Kinetics was created by a doctor with years of study in regenerative restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, and non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you right now. So call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. Choose Blue Kinetics right now in Colorado. Call 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. Call them today. 303-900-8986.
You know why GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer? Because we've made it so fast, so easy, and so darn reliable. GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear. So you're redoing your kitchen and bath? Got just the place for you. Below wholesale pricing on cabinets, cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath hardware, and all kinds of accessories. Buy and build. Great for do-it-yourselfers, or send your contractor. And another option, let Buy and Build do it all. Turnkey, low cost, high quality. Buy and Build, 560 South LaPan, just west of I-25 on Alameda, then south on LaPan. 303-295-6022. Buyandbuild.net. Velco just raised their CD rates again. Details at velco.org/CD. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Give us a call if you have a problem, question, or complaint, something just eating you up, and you want to get it off your chest. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Tony, what's going on?
Tom, he's sending over the email. You just told him to send over the contract and you'd look at it?
Did he send it over?
Not yet. He's sending it.
Oh, okay. Tony, get it to us because he wants to know about this insurance thing. Now, listen. What you have to do is always read the contract no matter what they tell you. That's the biggest deal. So many people listen but don't read. And it comes to car deals too. Do you know how many people tell us that? They say, well, I made it clear that this was going to be used for commuting to and from work. It doesn't matter that you made that clear. It doesn't matter. They're not obligated to meet what you made clear. I made it clear I wanted dependable transportation. I made it clear that we needed an economic car. I made it clear that we don't have money to spend on maintenance. So what? Why don't you make it clear in a contract what they promise you? What you say is this: I don't want to hear anything that you're not willing to put down in that contract. That's what you tell them. Nothing. For example, this car is great. What does that mean? Put it down in the contract. I will have no problems for how many miles? No major problems? You're guaranteeing it? What does it mean? No one will ever do it. They're always going to put down on that contract as is. Now, as is doesn't mean they can cheat you. For example, if it's as is, but somehow they've done something to doctor it, to hide something, to purposely deceive you, that's different. Like rolling back the odometer, or putting something in the oil to hide a noise. So as is doesn't always mean as is. It means as represented, but you have to prove how it's represented, and not as misrepresented. So some people think they protect themselves by buying warranties. That's not true either. The warranty is only as good as it's written and only as good as the company behind it. Some warranty companies won't stand behind a car if it's normal wear and tear. Most of the time, that's all that happens in a used car. Or major factory defects, which most of them have been worked out by the time you buy it. Or how about, owner abuse? Who's to say, or neglect, who's to say what's owner abuse? Let's talk to Judy, who just called us at 303-713-TALK. Judy, what's happening? You have an insurance issue?
I do.
What's going on?
I was driving down Parker Road.
Yeah.
A woman hit me with her car on the back of my car. We pulled over to the side. She admitted it was her fault, gave me her insurance information, turned out to be the general. I called the general. They said, okay, take it to this shop, which I did, got it fixed.
Wait a minute. Wait. The general, her insurance company, told you where to get it fixed?
Yeah.
Well, they're not supposed to tell you that. You can take it anywhere you want, but okay, you decided to take it where they told you. How did the other party hit you?
Well, I'm going up the middle lane on Parker Road. She was on the left of me. She pulled over too quickly to get into my lane.
Okay, did she get a ticket?
No. She told me, and I was stupid enough to believe her, that the police were too busy and we had to put in a report online.
But here's the deal. Did she take responsibility?
She said it was her fault. She said, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Here's my insurance information.
Her insurance was the general, and they told you to go where?
To CarStar's auto body out in Aurora.
Okay, so what went wrong?
Well, they fixed it, but he called. And I picked up my car. It's all fixed, which is wonderful. He called and told me, the owner of CarStar's, that the general won't pay because they can't find her.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. When you took it to the general, when you took it to CarStar, you signed for it, didn't you? That you're responsible for payment.
No, I gave them the information for the general. So I didn't say I was responsible. I said
you didn't sign anything at all? Nothing?
I did sign something.
Yeah. Well, read what you signed.
Oh, shoot. I don't.
It said, here's what it said. Here's what it said. In the event insurance doesn't pay for this, I will pay for it. That's what it said. In
Well,
essence.
that's too bad.
Now, the general says we're not paying because we can't find her.
Yeah, we can't locate her.
Did you have a contact at the general?
Yes,
Did you call that contact?
a couple of times.
And
Yep.
what did the contact say?
We can't locate her.
Well, that's not good enough. See,
Yeah.
so she's not calling back?
Correct.
Do you have
and
her?
I tried calling. I had her phone number.
All right, hold
the
on.
gal that hit me.
All right, you have her phone number. Let's let Deputy Dollar take a look at this. I want him to call the general. That's not a good excuse. We can't get a hold of her. And she doesn't call you back, or she doesn't answer your call?
She doesn't answer anything. The gal that hit me. I have no contact.
Do you have her address? Do you have her address?
No.
But you have her number. Hold on. Let's put Deputy Dollar on this thing. Let's call her, Deputy Dollar, and let's call the general, too. Let's find out what we can do with this. Hold on, and we'll make some calls for you. Hey, Rick.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
One, on a solar contract, or not contract, but when they tell you you get tax credit, the credit actually means if you owe them money, it's a wash, correct?
It's not a wash. It's subtracted from what you owe.
Subtracted what? Okay.
So if
I know
you
they told
if
me
you
I'll
owe
get
tax,
money back.
well, if you get money back, you don't owe tax, or you get more money back. I mean, you do. I mean, if you don't pay any tax, a credit does you no good. But even people that get refunds, they've just overpaid, but they still pay tax. So it would bring you down to zero.
Okay.
If
All right,
you're,
'cause,
if
yeah, I
you're
know
paying
I'm
tax.
thinking-
Now, hold on. Some people get refunds because all the money they paid in comes back to them because they have no tax liability. If you have no tax liability, tax credits sit there and do nothing. They can be carried forward. They can be carried back a little. Well, I don't know, back, forward. They can be carried. You know that, George? They can be carried forward, right?
Tax credits, like if you have, you can go back, but there's a cap. The cap is like 500-something thousand, though.
Well,
so you can go back.
You can go back with a credit.
You can go back, yes. Well,
I know. No, you go forward with a credit. I think you
definitely go forward. I should correct myself.
Yeah.
You can go back under certain circumstances. So that's, I'm not going to try to be a CPA, but you can for sure.
Okay.
Not in all circumstances.
Now, listen. One thing for sure, Rick. Find out what you're paying first. If you're getting all your money back because there's no liability, there's a certain segment of the population that pays zero tax. You don't have to do anything. Okay? But do you pay tax, do you think? Is there still money left on?
I pay tax, but usually I overpay, so I get some back.
Okay, well then the tax credit will erase whatever you're paying up to the amount of the credit. Okay, so if you have more questions, I think you do. Hold on, I'll come right back. Was that a delay on my part? I mean, I hit it.
This report is sponsored by
I'm Scott.
Breakfast.
Be
Now
good,
get free
Scott,
drink
yeah.
with any breakfast sandwich purchase.
Hey, George.
How are you? Good.
No reported accidents. 225 is looking good.
Mark out today?
No, he's here.
He's on the phone or something.
Aurora. There is a crash on Parker Road.
Booking his next trip to Vegas. Probably. Yeah.
Watch for some slight delay in that
I used to do that too much.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather for this afternoon, sunshine and a high of 41. Tonight's low 14, and then snow.
You know, are you going to talk to that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's bullshit. They can't find the insured. I mean, what a great excuse that is.
They can't find the insured. That's weird.
That's very weird.
She shows the lady insured.
Why?
Right? Gives her and the general sent her to this place.
To the body shop.
So
Okay, I just got to do this.
An admission.
That's what's up.
Let's talk about the fix-up loan, which is an incredible loan from Affordable Interest Mortgage. I'll give you the number and the website. It's where you find a house you want to buy, but there are things that have to be done. You build it into the loan to purchase that house. So they appraise that house as if the improvements are done, and then you get to close, and have the extra money to fix up the house. Imagine that, the fix-up loan. Now, Affordable Interest Mortgage is also the home of theliquidloan.com, an incredible loan. It's a 30-year line of credit that you can pay up and down at will. You can pay interest only if you want to keep payments really low, and if you're only staying in the house a few years, that's what you should do. Or you can pay down the principal and then borrow it back if you need it. In fact, every dime you keep in the bank to pay regular bills counts as a credit towards your balance, so you pay even less interest. Find out about theliquidloan.com, affordable interest mortgage, or the fix-up loan, 720-895-0500. Hey, we have on this show O'Brien Legal Services almost every single day because he is an attorney who practices real estate law and helps people in jams, whether it's a border dispute, eminent domain, easements, or you just don't understand the contracts. You need to have them review contracts. It's only a few $100 compared to hundreds of thousands of dollars in real estate. OLSlaw.com. Get Brad, get a real estate attorney on your side. OLSlaw.com, 720-370-7388. You know, part of the fun of fixing up a house or floor coverings, it's the first thing everyone sees, and carpets are the major part still. And you can get all kinds of carpets at simplyfloorsinc.com. All price ranges, whether it's for your fix and flip, your rental, or your dream home, they can help you, and they have the best installers and the best prices, not to mention free design help to help you get that floor covering integrated into your design. Also, of course, they have LVT and all kinds of hardwoods. That's Simply Floors Inc. That's INC, where you make your own appointment. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
I should have had done right, dude.
I was
Don't
thinking,
be that.
Average, I bet over last year, your fuel cost, I'll take a total stab now. This year it probably increased by, 80 grand. Yes, sir. 66% up.
The president walking up my
Yeah,
views.
so-
She only wants to do a
obviously,
segment
yeah, right,
or
but
two
we
by
also have
phone.
more trucks. We have more
Her
numbers,
availability this week.
But it's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's only getting higher. But the stopping the Keystone Pipeline has nothing to do with it. We'd still be in the same exact spot if we didn't stop that.
No, but we could definitely produce more. Oh, yeah. We could definitely produce more,
That's
like
what,
a million.
That's what they say. Like, oh no, that didn't affect.
Oh, he said that shit.
That affects everything.
The fracking too, man.
And the thing is, it's so weird, man. Because it's like, out of all things, that was the first thing stopping that. First thing.
Well, because the people that got them elected, that's their deal, man.
What? Climate change?
Yeah.
Over this? Like
what
really?
Can I say? It's insane. I get it, but that's the deal.
Gosh, with the weather might change. I mean, hey,
you got $20 billion.
Well, I mean, I don't know an HVAC company.
You.
The fourth quarter last year was the warmest winter since recording in Colorado history. In those 3 months, October, November, December.
This whole winter
Killed me.
This whole winter.
Pretty sure it wasn't climate change, but if it was, then I'm in trouble.
Well, that means we're probably in for a cold one.
It is right now. This is February weather. It came late and it's going late. This week right now is actually way lower than normal February temps. This week. I mean March 10th.
Yeah, the actual temp.
The lows, yeah.
Nah, man, it's a tinderbox out there.
So it's a been, George.
I'm glad last year's over.
That 9-1 roofing contract is Golden Spike.
Good start this year.
Did he mention that on the air? I didn't realize that.
I just got something on Golden Spike, but I don't care. 10 seconds ago.
They seem like decent people.
They are.
We never
He's
get
a good guy.
Yeah. Mark, I sent you the contract too. I quite understand.
To me, it sounded like the guy, there were supplementals, they did extra work and they owe him money, but he'll always come on.
But the insurance will pay it.
Call Golden
Spike. Try to avoid big surgery.
He's up.
He's actually in the hospital.
Spike usually comes on.
Says his name. Hey, I'll just start out next hour with you, George. Who? Huh? Oh no, he's good. Black don't crack.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Frank Durand, Real Estate Man, don't forget those free market valuations of your home. That is an important thing. He tells you what it will sell for, not what it appraises for, but what he thinks he can get for it based on his experience. With no obligation to list, of course, you will never do better than Frank if you do. Frank Durand, realestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Now, Rick wanted to know about tax credits. Tax credits are billed or subtracted from the tax you owe, from the tax you pay, so you get money. It's money in your pocket, no matter how you look at it. But if you don't pay tax, of course, it does nothing for you. You are allowed to carry it forward. And here's the thing. When it comes to refunds, people think if they get a refund, they're not paying tax. They are. They just overpaid. Now, some people aren't. There are people that pay no tax, and then the rest of them pay overtax, get refunds, and then some people have to pay even extra at the end. Now, you also had another question, Rick. Go ahead.
Yes, this is for my son. He purchased or put a down payment on a building back and signed the contract back on March 2021.
Is it a steel building?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I want to make a blanket statement. I don't even know who you're talking about. Okay. The steel building industry is riddled with liars, cheats, and ripoffs. The entire industry. In fact, I would venture to say that 80% of the sales start this way. Hey, I'm looking for a building. And then the salesperson says, we happen to have a building like that just hit the floor, hit the ground, and the guy that had it scheduled can't take it. You can get this very cheap right now, and you can get it for this much money. And then they sign a contract. Then the salesman comes back and says, oh, by the way, did you want windows and doors in that building? And did you want an overhang? And did you want, whatever? And then the price is like double. And they want to get out, and then there's a penalty clause. They're lying, cheating ripoffs. They lie. First of all, they say they're with the factory, and they're not factories. They say that that they're wholesale from the factory. They say that the building just dropped on the ground, but the guy canceled, so you can get this building at a very reduced price. Blah blah blah. But I don't even know what you're calling about. But what about his steel building?
Well, on his, they were supposed to deliver it in January now.
Now, did he pay up? Did he pay up front?
He paid about $12,000 down.
Okay, and did they say it just happened to be a building someone canceled?
No, they didn't. Okay. And it's kind of a local company.
Okay.
But now they're saying the way they have to cut it, it might be June or July. But no guarantee. But if he wants to upgrade a different way to cut, they could do it faster. And I guess we're kind of looking, how long do we have to go?
We should get our steel guy on, because I don't know if that makes any sense or not, to be honest. I have no clue.
Now, they're saying they can't get it cut to his dimensions unless he goes with an upgrade.
And unless he would do an upgrade where they could cut it by hand or something like that.
And he pays more for that.
And yes, he would pay more. And like I say, at this point, he's ready to just be done with the contract.
What does the contract say about getting out of it?
The only thing I see, and I can email it to you, the only thing I see is they don't have any time frame. But if he gets out of it, he could be liable for losing half of his deposit.
Not if they can't deliver it.
And that's kind of my thought.
Here's the thing, Rick. If they can't deliver it in a reasonable amount of time, does it have a delivery date on it?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so they can deliver it in 10 years?
Well, that's kind of the way it's going.
No, it can't. That's called unconscionable, where a reasonable person would say it's ridiculous. So you have to ask, your son's got to start trying to get out of this without paying any penalty. What's the name of the company?
Great Western Building.
That's not a local company.
We know those guys.
How do we know them?
They're on the referral list.
Is that the good guy that you're using?
Yeah, they built my building.
Then call him.
I will call.
Hold on. I didn't realize those were the ones on the referral list. Thank you, Rick.
Last name.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Get your Suze. Get his name. So good. It's actually good that you're dealing with someone on the referral list because we can call them and they'll answer. Great Western Building. Now, Mark, you dealt with them.
They built my garage.
And, well, you know, with supply chains right now, people are having trouble. Maybe they can't.
They don't claim to own the They're not one of these ones that say, oh, yeah, we own, 1/100th of the manufacturing plant. They actually buy it through different places, erect it.
Okay, here's what I'm getting at, okay? They may have a legitimate problem getting it cut.
Well, let's find out.
But they should let you out of the contract is what I'm saying. They can't just keep you hostage. And I think any reasonable business person will believe that. So we'll figure it out for you. Okay, Rick? 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, and we'll find out where the stale building is. We'll also talk about what happens when you are you want to do part of the work yourself on an insurance job.
Did you know nearly 1 million knee replacements were done in 2017, and that number is expected to reach 2.6.
I think it's his kid, right? Did I miss that?
His son.
His son. So I don't even know the last name. I can go get it. But put $8,000 down with you on the building, and you guys called him up and said we can't get it till like June or something unless you spend more money so we can cut it by hand. Is this ringing?
This roofing contract isn't a roofing contract. It's for...
No, you're just talking to me, man.
Dealing with out-of-state companies is frustrating. Michael Brown here, and I want you to get in touch with Rocky Mountain Credit Card. They've been providing local business owners with custom credit card processing and POS solutions for nearly 2 decades. Visit RockyMountainCredit.com and click the Michael Brown special link to check out a great offer that includes free lifetime equipment, no gateway fees, and $1,000 sign-on bonus. Rocky Mountain Credit Card,
got it.
local merchant services company.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News Now, I'm Stephanie Ramos. President Biden announcing the U.S. is banning all Russian oil imports. The latest sanctions aimed at getting Vladimir Putin to end his invasion of Ukraine.
That means Russian oil.
Sure. This whole fucking world is going into this.
Dude, if Russia succeeds, so bad. Because then China's going after Taiwan. China's after. I'm telling you, China's going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So now that this is happening, this is what could stop them. Though. If Putin doesn't succeed, I think they'll think twice and be like, okay, well, watching what the world's doing to them, I think that might back them off, which is.
Jury deliberations beginning in the trial of Guy Reffitt.
Trying to go after Taiwan, that's a big friggin' problem for us. That's like World War III.
This is the first capital right case for the trial. This is ABC News. The Senate passed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, and it's now on its way for President Biden to sign. The bill is named after the black teen murdered in Mississippi in 1955. Jury selection is underway in the trial of 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Michigan's governor.
Prosecutors say the FBI infiltrated the plot, and they're armed with secret recordings and the testimony of 2 fellow plotters who have already pleaded guilty. As jury selection gets underway in the federal trial of Adam Fox, Brandon Casser, Barry Croft Jr., and Daniel Harris. The 4 are accused of being part of a plot.
What is this guy's option? Let's just cut to that. So, what are the options?
Defense attorneys for the men deny any conspiracy.
Look, he shouldn't have to wait forever. That's the whole point.
Law enforcement. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Major League Baseball could cancel more games if it can't agree to a new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, that's cool.
Players Association by
Yeah.
Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Rob tried to manage his constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating day after day. After realizing it was irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, he found another way and finally said yes to adding Linzess.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-D in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements.
Can you look at it and see what he's looking at if he wants to wait time-wise for the original design, and then how much his fee would be if you go with a more heavy-duty IV?
Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes if severe. Stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-D. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Happy and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
K-How News Time, 11:03. The average gas price in Colorado is $3.83 a gallon, up 8 cents from yesterday, and 45 cents higher.
Hold on, let me get his. Hold on. Hey, ask that guy what the contract's under. He said it's his son's name.
I don't doubt there are any problems, but I mean, if the guy doesn't have to wait indefinitely.
The record high gas price in Colorado is $4.09 a gallon.
Yeah, just his option, so we can go on and tell him. But hold on, I'll tell you his name here in a minute.
Employees of the city and county of Denver will be returning to their offices at least 2 days a week. Most employees will be required to begin a new hybrid work model on April 4th.
Okay, it is.
The world's getting back to normal, and a lot of the fucking
Bradley
assholes
Ray,
don't like
RHEA.
it. The scaredy cats, the ones that want to stay home and cower, they're just so pissed that kids aren't in masks.
Now, impact traffic.
They fucking love. I've never seen more fucking assholes in my life.
That was one of his deals too. So he won't take so long, but everybody gets it.
Anywhere from C470 to Colfax, 14 minutes either direction. Again,
holy shit.
Slow traffic to deal with. In fact, same situation.
Are you erecting all of them too?
Turnpike 225, other major metro highways looking good. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunshine, and 41 today.
Cool.
14, and then snow expected to move in tomorrow afternoon, lasting through early Thursday morning, 2 to 3 inches.
I think that's what he was talking. Just what they put down. I don't even remember. How much did he put down? 8,400, something like that. So
$8 blinds or shades. Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com. Pain is a big detractor. You don't feel like doing anything. I was in pain. That is until I went to Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spa. You can visit at 2 convenient locations and even get same-day appointments in Denver on South Colorado Boulevard or their newest location in Lakewood near Alameda and Union, both giving you pain treatment and physical therapy under one roof. Get a free stay.
Yeah, or we'll just call him back, either or. But basically, he's saying, hey, you know, they're pushing me out again, another whatever he said. At what point should I be able to just get a refund, or they want more money to speed it up? And I understand what you said about the speed up.
1% APY
I get you.
CD. To get that higher rate, you typically need to be in a longer term. Stop by any Belco branch, call 1-800-BELCO-1, or visit belco.org/CD to open a CD online in minutes. Belco membership is required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA. Belco.
Sure.
Looking for everyone.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit SpineOne.com for a same-day appointment right now. That's SpineOne.com.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
Eric Odlin is running for 7th District Congressman here in Colorado, and he's seen combat. Do we really want to go to war in Europe? We'll talk about it. Starting at 2, 6:30 K-House, Denver's Talk K-House.
So when do you think he'd have it?
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com for general health, pain, inflammation, and they have a cosmetics line. Anti-inflammatory properties help greatly, especially with eye serum. 30% off if you put Tom in the promo code on all CBD products, realcbdthatworks.com. It's Panacea Life Sciences in Golden, a local company selling nationally, and they're great people. realcbdthatworks.com. Hey, let's talk. What's on your mind? I have George with me from Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. I've known George since he was a little boy. I always joke about that. Oh, it has to be 20 years, right? 20 years? 20-something? 21 at least, right? Yeah.
21 years.
Okay, so bottom line here, supply chain, I always ask in every industry, so what's going on now, right? As far as furnaces, the coming AC season, are you stocking up parts? What's the hardest thing to get? What do you got?
We are, so as we find out, what parts are becoming hard to get, we try to stock up the best we can. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But
are those computer chips for furnaces and stuff made abroad as well?
Yeah, and in motors. Yeah.
Motors, really?
Yeah, in motors of the units. Yeah. So there's many different units. All manufacturers have some sort of, some have one or two, and some have every piece they have is hard to get. Just depends on the manufacturer, and we've been fortunate enough to we did change our manufacturers
to stock up.
Well, just the manufacturer we were using that we used for a long time was just having more and more trouble getting equipment last year. So mid last year we switched to Carrier Bryant, which is they're really the number one brand in this marketplace anyway.
What about AC? Well. Coming AC season, what do you think?
It's more the same. So,
if people are going to need AC, or their AC was not doing great last year, how long should they start thinking about it now? Or is that too far ahead?
It's to start up your AC is a little bit too far ahead.
Not to start up, but if they're thinking about replacing it.
If they know they're going to replace it, absolutely. It's the best time, really, because you don't want to wait until you're in a bind and it's super hot outside.
And also, how long would it take if they decided right now to get one?
Oh, within a couple days.
Okay, so you have them in stock, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay.
We start. We're well ahead of stock, and we're staying ahead of stock, and as much as we possibly can to stay ahead of the problem. The biggest thing is repair. So if your system might even only be 7-8 years old, and you need a motor that now is not only it's on an older system, harder to get on that particular unit, then you're really going to have a problem. So the biggest thing that what we pride ourselves on and always have,
preventive,
as our clients know, is being preventative. Prolonging the life of the system, keeping them from breaking down. When we do our tune-up, we guarantee it's not going to break down this season once we're done. Yeah. And if not, the tune-up we do is free. And it's because we take it apart, we clean it, and we clean the dirt out. Dirt's the number one killer of these things, and people don't realize that.
And it's only $24, which is an incredible price. Of course, there should be hundreds with the hours you spend. Let's go to the phones because I got a company owner on. Then we'll come back if you have any questions about your AC or heat. We have plenty of cold weather in for us. Now, Tony sent over a contract. It's pretty straightforward. It says, I'm going to do the roof. And here's what it says, Tony. It says, we're going to do the roof, and it's going to be this much money. Plus, it says $11,160.81 plus supplements. And that's common. So what you were upset about, you said that this company, by the way, is Golden Spike Roofing, and they're on a referral list, and he's on to speak about it. You said they were collecting for work they didn't do because they wanted to collect the $11,000 plus, you said, the money that was allotted for inside work. And you said the inside work was valued by the adjuster at $3,800. Is that right, Tony?
$3,900 and let's see. Well, the total for the inside work was $64,998. The roof was $10,286. That's what the insurance numbers came out to be.
So there's $6,000 something allotted for inside. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Now, you wanted to get paid the $6,000 and do the inside work.
No, well, I was going to do it, but I'm going to hire somebody else to do it, and I'm not going to let them do it because I don't feel
they're being upfront with me.
What are they? Hold on. What are they not? This is what I don't understand. If they said they wanted to be paid $11,000 plus supplements,
that was the original contract. That's what I thought the whole entire project was going to be, because I told them that I was going to do the inside work myself.
And you think because they knew there was extra money coming that they tapped into it?
I think what happened is after I signed the contract, the actual
Tony, I'm asking
for the insurance company to get more checks.
Got it. But by the way, about 80% of the time that happens, a roofer takes on a job and they send in what's called a supplemental claim for extra work. Now, I'm not saying that all supplemental claims are great, but I'm saying that if they got extra money for true supplemental claims, which means extra work, there's nothing wrong with that. And if they did extra work and put in supplemental claims, it should have nothing to do with the original adjustment for the outside and inside work. Do you understand what I'm saying? For example,
I understand.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I understand.
The original roof, 11 grand, 11 something, and if they had supplemental claims, let's say of a 3, and it came to 12, 13, 14, even 14,000, let's say, then they would get paid the 14 if they could show the insurance company to their satisfaction the supplemental claims that were legit. But that would not affect your original bid on the inside work. So that's the part we have to clear up. Spike is with Golden Spike Roofing. Spike, for some reason, he believes that extra money you're charging in the supplementals is taking away from his adjustment for inside work.
No, we accounted for the adjustment for the inside work. We've given a credit of $3,938.35, which is what insurance is paying out on the interior work. The original claim that we came across was for $10,286.41 for the roof, and then we supplemented for the code-required ice and water shield and the roofing permit.
And that came to a total. So the roof came to a total of what after supplements?
So the full claim was $17,296.08 after we supplemented for everything.
So you got paid 17 grand, but there's still, you said, 39.
No, I haven't been paid 17 grand yet. I'm owed $5,202.08 as we sit right now.
But the insurance will pay that.
So that's what the insurance has paid to the homeowner, that amount, and we're trying to collect that last $5,202.08 right now.
But if you collect the last 5,000 some odd dollars, does that leave him without any money for the inside work?
That leaves him $3,938.35 for the interior work.
Okay.
Our total, what we're charging is $13,357.73.
I get it. Okay.
That is not true. The balance difference that I calculated is coming up like $1,400 difference.
What do you mean, Tony? It's all math. It is what.
If I from all the money that the insurance company gave me, and I give them $5,280.11 more, I will come out with like $1,400 left.
Well, how much is your deductible? How much is your deductible?
$2,500.
Well, if you have a Tony, if you have a $2,500 deductible, you have to add that to it. You have to pay $2,500 of your own money. Tony.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, so that's the answer. I mean, I hate to make it that simple, but you don't get, when you add up all of your damages, you let's say come to 19 grand, and there's 3,900 left for inside work. That was estimated. If you have a $2,500 difference, if that's your deductible, you have to subtract that. You are required to pay $2,500 of your insurance claim. In fact, the first $2,500. This happens so much with insurance claims where people say, wait a minute, you shorted me, because they never expected to pay the deductible. Now, Tony, by the way, if you can get that work done cheaper, more power to you if they've made the settlement with you. Depends on how the settlement is written. But the math is not lying here. Golden Spike charged you exactly for what they did. It left you theoretically with $3,900, but the money comes off the top. That's the disconnect, I believe. Speaking of insurance, Gregory has a gap insurance issue. Gregory, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call today.
What's happening?
You know, I was fortunate enough to be able to pay off one of my family cars in this year, leveraging some equity, etc.
You paid off a car,
I
okay.
did a little bit. So I did a little bit of investigation. I paid the bank off and got the title from them. I was also understanding that there was potentially a credit for gap insurance that the dealer had charged me.
Possibly there is. Hold on. We'll come right back to that.
I can't get over that guy.
Social Security questions? When should you start?
I get more
benefits?
than this
62, 67,
Well, no,
70,
you just didn't want to have to pay.
What about benefits for a divorced or surviving spouse? So many questions, and Social Security.
You know, people get pissed when they have to pay their deductible.
Yeah, but it's still not hard to add fucking numbers
to
up.
a free Social Security class on
He wasn't,
Tuesday
but he wasn't.
March 15th.
He didn't put the deductible.
Go to registercolorado.com. That's registercolorado.com or call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Let's talk about ZeroResDenver.com. With empowered water, they clean your carpet. They don't use soap or emulsifiers or any chemicals.
It is so green, so good for pets and kids. What I mean by that is will do no harm, and your carpets stay clean longer because there's no residue to attract more dirt. In fact, they dry faster as well. They don't use as much water. It's a patented process. It's called ZeroRes. And in Denver, it's ZeroResDenver.com. 3-room areas, just $99. And that's ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. That's 471-5150. And, of course, ZeroRes also does tile and grout with a special handheld tool using this empowered water. And for 1 week, you get $20 off any tile and grout cleaning. The promo code is TILE22. TILE22. Go to ZeroResDenver.com. If you're in an accident and you're injured, of course, take care of the injuries, but John Fuller recommends that you know what you're getting into if you're going to put in a claim. Talk to him for free legal advice. Now, here's the deal. John Fuller will tell you the truth and give you free legal advice up front. He has a small firm on purpose so he can talk to you personally. In fact, if you hire him, and there's no obligation, he works on a contingency fee basis for his clients. A small percentage of what he collects for you. Now, listen to this. He'll give you his cell phone and be in constant touch with you. You can't do better than that. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Look for John Fuller at referralist.com.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene?
Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter, trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose.
So you think Russia is giving a signal to the rest of the world that we're weak? If he can do this, then China will move on Taiwan.
People snore less and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself.
I even told you before, like I've been saying for over 6 months, China, over this presidency, will go for Taiwan. They've said we're taking them by peace or by war for a long time. This is their chance that they know it. So now, I didn't even anticipate what Russia's doing. If Putin succeeds, for sure he's going for it. This is the time. You strike when your enemy's weak, right? We have to, but the reason why we're not going on ground and defending Ukraine is because they're not part of NATO. So
we pretty much will start World War III for sure if we do that. So we kind of can't. But Taiwan, we have to. Taiwan is so important to us. They're the closest place for us to get to China if we're in a conflict with them. So that's huge. Australia is right there too. Australia would be having to defend Taiwan right then too. So you pretty much have us, Australia, Taiwan against China no matter what. At least that. So, but on the opposite side, I think there's a chance to hold China. If Ukraine can hold his plan off, and he doesn't succeed, I mean, we're killing it. The world's killing their economy. So if somehow Putin can get ousted, I think that would make China be like, okay, maybe we rethink this. So it could be a good thing, actually.
I wonder if anybody.
They were going to go for Taiwan.
I can't see him giving up on the Ukraine, though. And
you don't see him get ousted. It'll have to. I see that. That could happen.
What's that? Putin being ousted. Maybe.
I mean,
he shut everything off.
Dude, so, I mean, their economy is going, like, people there are going to be.
The ruble's going like crazy.
The lowest it's ever been. Record low.
Are the people pissed off, do you think, Adam? Quietly.
Dude, how could you?
It's just like being here and gassing up.
Yeah, so we're pissed off that gas is going up. Imagine if the dollar crashed to it's not worth anything. Your dollars are worth nothing. Literally nothing.
And all these rich guys, then the oligarchs they call them.
Yeah, they're getting the world's taking their shit. Like anything they got around the world,
they're probably getting fees
taken. Just
boats, huge.
Oh
yachts,
man,
400-foot yachts.
So these billionaires for sure are calling him like what? Like
when they seize the assets, what do they do with them?
I'm sure they sell them eventually. I don't know. It's kind of weird how they just go take people.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for your garage door needs. One Clear Choice Doors. They'll come out 24/7 for emergencies. Or if you just need a new door, a new opener, or any part of an opener, all of their prices are on their website, oneclearchoicedoors.com. And it's One Clear Choice Garage Doors, the company, but their website, oneclearchoicedoors.com, 720-370-3987. I've used them in my home several times. They have wonderful products. 720-370-3987, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Okay, so Gregory wants to talk about this car thing. He wondered, do you get gap insurance back if you pay gap insurance in a lump sum up front at the dealer? It depends on the policy, but usually there should be some kind of a rebate. Did you buy it from the dealer? Did you buy it from a private company? Gregory.
We bought it from Nissan, from Larry Miller.
Okay, it could be built into your loan, which means you're paying as you go, so you get no rebate. So it depends on how they did it. Did you ask them?
You know, at the time we purchased the car, I remember there was a discussion around gap insurance.
Yeah.
But what I'm not sure of, Tom, is it sounds like it was spread over the life of that loan note.
Then you're not going to get it because you paid it off.
Okay.
And you didn't pay the remaining. But make sure on you'll see it. You'll see it on your paperwork. So if you're paying for it as you go, obviously there's no rebate. If you paid a lump sum, there's usually a rebate. Many times they tell you there's not, or when it comes to extended warranties, they tell you it's not. But the state attorney general in Colorado years ago took a dim look on that. I don't know how they're looking at it now, but they usually will get you a refund. So you got to look at it, man. Look at your contract and let us know. Now, Rick said he had two things. He had Rick, did you talk to the builder, the Great Western? We're going to get him back.
I talked to him.
All right, so he said he ordered a steel building, $12,000 down. They're delaying delivery excessively, he says, unless he wants to upgrade, and then they get it to him quicker.
Well, it's really not an upgrade, first of all. So it takes a certain kind of equipment to do some of these I-beams, and they're waiting for that piece of equipment, and it can use a lighter steel. If they do it the older way, then it's heavier steel, so they just want the difference in price for the steel. So that's what it was. It wasn't really to speed it up. It was to basically redesign it. So do you get what I'm saying there?
Yeah. So how much more would the old-fashioned steel?
It doesn't even matter because they're willing just to do it. So this guy's going to see his building by the end of May, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it the older way, but they're going to eat the cost.
Okay, so Rick, they're saying by the end of May you'll have your building, and they're not going to charge you extra. And it's not an upgrade. What it is, it's a heavier steel they used to use. With the newer equipment, they could use a lighter steel, but they don't have that equipment to do it. So if you're willing to wait, they're going to eat the cost of the heavier steel and go ahead and do it.
Or if you want to wait an additional 2 or 3 weeks, then you can have the lighter steel. So it's really up to you. But either way, it's not going to cost you more. One's going to be a little quicker, but it's going to be a little old school.
Okay. All right, I will definitely let him know. And then I guess if he don't want to, will they just refund him?
Yeah. Now, at what point do they feel a refund would be in order? If, let's say,
well, they'll refund whatever. I think your son's paid a total of $10,000 something down so far. The only thing they'd keep is about $2,000 if he wants to go that way. The $1,000 for the designs, and he gets to keep the plans as well. So he'll get the signed plans, or the wet stamp plans, and the commission that went to the sales guy. So he's very upfront. The commission was $1,000, and they got about $1,000 in the design.
Now I want to say something. That's because they can deliver it. If May came and they said there were 6 months or 8 months or something like that, that would be a whole different ballgame.
No, they'd give them a full refund.
Yeah. So that's because they're willing to deliver it right now, and it's not unconscionable.
And here's the deal. Did he already put the foundation in?
Rick?
No, he has not done that.
Okay.
No.
So, I mean, that's the deal. If the foundation was there, he'd be crazy to change it because they're designed around that foundation. So,
but anyway,
that's the deal, man.
Since they're willing to deliver the building in a reasonable time, and that is reasonable.
You know, the other thing is if he's still wanting a building, prices are way up right now compared to last year when your kid ordered this. So if you think he's going to find a better price somewhere else, it's simply not going to happen.
303-713-TALK. Ken, what's going on?
Yes, sir. I have a question to ask you about a purchase that was made through Ticketmaster. It was for a show on the 6th of this month, or the 3rd of this month, for Toby Mac, and they had a fire in the building at Ball Arena.
Oh, really?
That evening, yeah. And they went ahead and was telling all the attendees that they could just contact their sellers for a refund. Well, then I found out the next day.
Did they cancel it or did they delay it?
Well, they canceled it. They were telling all the people just to expect the show to be canceled. Well, then the next day they went ahead and they sent out emails to all the people that had bought tickets that they rescheduled the event for tomorrow night. And I had bought 2 tickets close to the stage, and they went ahead and I won't be able to use one of those tickets because of the venue change.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know anybody. The person that went with me to the original dated show, they have a job, and there would be a conflict with their time.
Well, what's the terms and conditions? I don't know what the terms and conditions are. The original concert was supposed to be when?
The 3rd.
Tom, I don't know if you saw the news, but I guess Ball Arena had a small fire or something in the maintenance room, and all those fans got turned away for the show last week.
Oh, God, that's terrible. But they reschedule only a few days, so it's rescheduled. And if you can't use the ticket, why not just sell it?
You can sell it right on Ticketmaster.
Well, I went back on to Ticketmaster, and when I hit the sell button, then there's a message that comes up and says that I can't sell either one of those tickets.
Why?
Well, it's kind of really confusing because when I bought the tickets, I got a email from a person named Maddie, and they said that they're here's the tickets, and once you accept them, then the tickets will be yours.
Wait,
Well,
so you bought them from a private owner?
Right,
No,
through Ticketmaster.
Through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
But I guess somebody was selling them online, maybe either a ticket broker or somebody else. But all the basically any email I receive from anybody always has Ticketmaster on that email.
You can still hit the transfer button, though, right?
Yeah, I can hit a transfer button.
Yeah, so you can sell them. Just so you know, you can sell them through StubHub. You can sell them numerous different ways. Ticketmaster does that a lot. You buy certain venues, they don't want you reselling them. They probably made a deal with the artist, but you can sell them through StubHub and be protected.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try that.
Here's the thing, Ken. If you're asking, can you get a refund, the answer is probably no, because the terms and conditions are clear when it comes to rescheduling a concert. And it has nothing to do with the Toby Mac people. It's the Ticketmaster people.
Yeah. And the thing is when I was on their site early this morning, I was trying to do the sell, and then I just wanted to print all this stuff up.
How much is that ticket?
I paid $50 because they're right up by the stage. And today when I went on there, because people have gotten refunds or whatever, they're trying to fill the arena, and they're selling that same area for $10.
Uh-oh. That's too bad. But stuff happens, man. I mean...
Yeah.
No, but Toby Mac will be here for tomorrow night then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to use I'm going to use one of the tickets.
Yeah.
But,
screw you. I'm going on and getting $10 tickets.
Well, I just told Susie when I talked to her, I said, well, I'll go down. Since I'm riding the bus from a park and ride just to avoid the parking hassles down there because of an event, I said, then I'll walk from Union Station to Ball Arena. I said, maybe I can find a homeless person that's just looking for a few hours to get out of the cold.
Yeah, I mean,
say, here's a ticket.
It's really unfortunate. I imagine a lot of people have been screwed by that. That's too bad. And but Toby Mac it's a great concert. I've been to one. It is a really good concert. You'll love it. 303-713-8255.
Toby Mac, though.
I hate it. I don't even know who he or she is.
He's a Christian singer.
Okay.
And he's pretty good. Yeah.
I wonder if the original concert was Friday, Saturday, because a concert in the middle of the week kind of sucks for most people.
Yeah. I'm going to Ball Arena tonight for Valor Hockey Championship game.
Oh, they're letting them have it there? That's awesome.
They're the championship every year.
Does your son play hockey?
He does. He'll try for Valor next year.
That is cool. They're really good, man. They're good at everything.
Yeah, they go to the football end.
That's a superior.
Only 1,400 kids in the school, and they win 5A championships.
I know. And they have a great drama department. That school is stellar.
Doesn't DU have a kick-ass hockey team?
Yeah, and Valor's coach used to be DU's coach.
Hey, let's talk about estate planning. Do you need a will? Of course you do. Now, do you need a trust in addition? Let's talk
about estate planning. Do you need a will? How about that? Everyone does. But you may need a trust, too, that protects you through your life from lawsuits, creditors. It can protect your heirs through their life. Maybe you just need a beneficiary's deed if all you have is a house. Maybe some way to transfer a car. There's a lot of things you need to know about estate planning, and you can get your answers free of charge from Blake Harris. Just give him a call, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Give him a call, and he only charges for what he actually does for you, not for the answers. So get your answers, 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Part of any estate or any good plan is a good mortgage, and at Affordable Interest Mortgage, the liquid loan is one of the best loans you can get. The liquid loan iHeart.com. What is the liquid loan? Well, it's a loan that's a 30-year line of credit. And that 30-year line of credit sits there, and it is just interest only if you want it to be, or you can pay down the principal by any amount at any time, or you can borrow back the principal. And if you have more equity, you can borrow even more. And for every dollar you keep in the bank with them, they will credit the balance of your loan so you pay even less interest. It's a totally liquid loan under your complete control. And if you're only living there a few years, what a great thing to do. Just pay a few bucks of interest every month. Hey, it's called Affordable Interest Mortgage, AImortgage.net, or you can go to theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500.
There are lots of places to get national news, but for the local stories that affect you most, count on Newsbreak's new email newsletter. Right now, listeners of this show will be entered for the chance to win $1,000 when they sign up for Newsbreak's brand new email newsletter at iHeart.com/Newsbreak. Get the top 5 news stories from your neighborhood delivered straight to your inbox every morning. It's completely free. Sign up at iHeart.com/Newsbreak and be entered to win $1,000.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com.
With a new year comes new ways to save big. Belco Credit Union is offering 1% APY on a 24-month CD on balances of $500 or more. That's right, 1% APY on a 24-month CD. To get that higher rate, you typically need to be in a longer term. Stop by any Belco branch, call 1-800-BELCO-1, or visit belco.org/CD to open a CD online in minutes. Belco membership is required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Did you know that there's more to mortgage refinance than just a lower rate? Well, it's true. You can also shorten your term. You could drop mortgage insurance, or you could even access some of your home equity as cash. That's what you ought to be doing right now by calling American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Michael Brown here, and I want you to call American Financing because several personal friends of mine work at American Financing. I want you to tell them that I sent you, and you'll get a free, no-obligation mortgage review. I promise you they're not going to pressure you, and they certainly won't charge any upfront or hidden fees. If you like what you hear from my friends, they'll design a custom loan to fit your budget and your needs. And they might help you skip 2 payments if you want to do that.
Let's see if Integra can answer James on line 1. And yeah. All right, let's talk. 303-713-TALK. James, am I reading this right? You have health insurance and the company went bankrupt?
Yes.
What company? The health insurance company or your business?
No. Yeah, the business. So I worked for a flooring company that was nationwide, and unfortunately they went into receivership. And they were still deducting insurance from some of the employees out of their paychecks, but they weren't paying the insurance bills.
Oh, my God.
when people went to the doctor or the dentist, they're now receiving bills, and I'm just trying to help them out to see if there's something, any repercussions we can do or anything, because obviously, like a young man that I know just got a $5,000 hospital bill when he thought he was covered. So I've reached out to the receiver, the gentleman himself.
They would be, here's the way it would work, okay? Usually, if they're not paying the premiums, they're personally responsible. And now they're in bankruptcy, so that would be for the receiver to pay. But where does it get prioritized? I believe it has a pretty high priority because it is an employee benefit, which is like a salary. Hold on. Let's talk to John over at Integra Insurance. John Jones. Hey, John.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good. What happens if an employer stops making premium payments? They're still collecting. To me, that sounds a lot like fraud. But and they would be personally liable, right?
I would think so.
Now, the problem is if they're in receivership or bankruptcy, what do you think about do you think the trustee would prioritize the employees? I do.
I would think so, Tom. The other thing, who's ever, you're speaking with right now, he may want to speak with the Division of Insurance.
And why is that?
Because they might be able to give him as far, and it has to be, state, if it's a group plan, Division of Insurance does monitor all these group plans if they're written here in the state of Colorado.
James,
okay?
was this a group plan?
Yeah, and the company, the headquarters was out of Texas, so I don't know if that's.
So, John,
if it's written, if it's outside the state, then technically, the Division of Insurance is not going to have power over that particular carrier.
But the receiver, you call it the receiver. It's really the trustee, right, James?
Correct. Yes.
The trustee, you need to get a representative of the employees designated and go to the trustee as a representative saying, this is a substantial employee debt. It's a benefit to the employees, and they're getting hurt by this. Because if the company is personally liable and they're going bankrupt, the trustee is going to make sure wages and benefits are paid first.
Well, see, that's another thing. A lot of people, if you found another job while all this was going on, they have not paid for your last week's pay as well. So there's a bunch of things.
Yeah, but that's part of the when it comes to bankruptcies. Now that's if there's money. Employees get priority. Employees get priority. Taxes get priority, employees and employee benefits. Not necessarily pension plans that the company has to invest on their own, but anything the employee invested or anything coming to the employee directly gets priority. So do you have the name of the trustee? Have you been in touch with the trustee?
Yeah, I've talked to him personally. The problem is I would say if we're probably weeks, if not days away from this being gone, the company gone.
I know, but when you say gone, though, it's still under the purview of the trustee. If they liquidate, there will be money. What kind of business is it?
It's a flooring company, so there's really not a lot to liquidate.
Oh, man.
And secured debt's going to come first.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just a bad deal. I'm sure I'm just speaking for the people here in Denver. So I'm sure, like I said, we were 14 locations east to west coast. I'm sure there's a lot of people affected. And
what's the name of the flooring company?
It was All Commercial Floors.
I never heard of them.
Yeah, They were big, or we were big here in town.
Wow.
Tom, you and I are actually neighbors, buddy.
Really?
Yeah.
Where? In general?
I'm like right down the street from you.
Cherry Creek?
No.
Bonnie Bray?
Yeah, I'm in Pawnee Hills.
In where?
Pawnee Hills.
Okay. So, anyway, James, here's what you do. We need to get the bankruptcy filing and have our attorney look into it. Maybe we can have Wink and Wink look into it.
I can get that.
So, get us the case number, will you? And get back to us. I'm hoping there's something we can do. By the way, Integra Insurance for health insurance, 303-466-5500.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Well, that's not true, Mark. Not everything comes before
secure debt. IRS comes before.
Well, I said taxes. Okay, secure debt it's like, of course, because they take the shit that it's secured against, but not if it's not secured against them. It doesn't. You're talking about a mortgage on a building and that kind of shit.
I'm talking whatever secure debt. A lot of times on inventory.
Only if the secured debt secures the debt.
Yes, if they filed a UCC or whatever on the inventory. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Any kind of secured debt.
Pawnee Hills, Ponderosa Golf Park.
Here's what we're getting
Pawnee Hills Golf Park.
Let's say you have a deficiency on a real estate debt, which is secured. Their deficiency judgment does not come before the employees. The building does. The building does to the extent it pays off that loan.
Yeah.
Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. We have St. Patrick's Day coming up. Therefore, you know and I know there will be a lot of people drinking. Don't drink and drive. You can use ride shares, designated drivers, taxis, but here's the deal. If you get into trouble, you're going to have a problem. You're going to need an attorney. Don't get caught. Don't do something stupid. Use a designated driver. But again, people make stupid mistakes sometimes, okay? And they calculate, or sometimes they're falsely accused. That doesn't happen much. Or they refuse a breathalyzer, whatever. If you're in trouble, Joe Lazzara. Why? Because you can't. Even if you're dead guilty, you can't go through the system alone. You need someone to help you through the system. Joseph A. Lazzara. For DUIs and other times, life does not go perfectly. 303-429-6200. Free initial consultations and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. David Ellis Jewelry, 3rd and Clayton. I just went past there last night. They have people stopping by all the time to sell their precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, titanium, whatever you have that contains metals, they will buy on the spot. They weigh and pay. That's all there is to it. They don't want the jewelry. They want the metal. So old tangled messes, mismatched earrings, old bracelets, broken watches, coin collections. That's David Ellis Jewelry, 3rd and Clayton, and what you'll get is honesty. 303-322-8779. 303-322-8779. This is a name that's been here 40 years, so you can trust them. 3rd and Clayton in Cherry Creek. Get that old stuff out of the drawers and turn it into cash. 303-322-8779. And speaking about cash, if you have equity, you can cash in on your equity with a liquid loan. Here's what it is. Let's just say you owe like $300,000 on your house, right? It'll pay off that $300,000. Now you have a simple interest loan. It's a line of credit. Now, if you have more equity, you can borrow more. So you take out another $50. Now, if you want to pay interest only, you can pay just interest only to keep your payments down. Let's say you want to pay down the principal by $10,000 one time. You can do that. Then you can borrow the money back. You can pay the principal down by a few $100 or $1,000. You can pay interest only if you're only going to be in the house a few years. It's totally liquid. You do what you want when you want. In fact, here's another plus. If you have money in the bank, it's a credit toward the balance on your loan, so you pay even less interest per month. It's theliquidloan.com. Only from Affordable Interest Mortgage, theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500.
It's replacement window season. If your windows are drafty, difficult to operate, or costing you money on your energy bill, it's time to replace them. Champion Windows is here to help. Right now, Champion is offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Champion builds our own windows right here in the USA. We make the process easy. We help you choose the best design options for your home. We then build your project in our very own factory. Our install team manages your project every step of the way, and it's all backed by our lifetime guarantee. Turn your house into your dream home with more livable space and a new Champion sunroom, or enhance your curb appeal with new siding, now 30% off. Don't wait, this sale won't last long. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 30% off sunrooms and siding, plus 60 months low-interest financing options. Visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule a
just hit.
Adeline apparently did yoga with Melvin Gordon this morning. I guess that's a Broncos player. She's huge.
Yeah.
So the Cosmo, did you get a good deal?
All right.
We're staying there the whole weekend?
Yeah, it sucks though. The only day I had to pay for 2 out of the 5 days.
they're fucking booked, man. They're fucking abs. I got lucky
Because
to
of the
even get it.
killers. Sure.
Well, it is. It's because the concerts are there 3 nights in a row.
Russell Wilson to the Broncos.
I love it. It's awesome. I was just literally telling somebody sent me the Aaron Rodgers thing. He said, sorry, buddy. And I was like, I didn't want Aaron Rodgers. I said, I hope we get Russell.
Is he good?
Russell?
Is he good?
Really good.
Yeah, like he's like a well-seasoned. He's not Aaron Rodgers, but he could be.
Well, with our team, and now I don't know what we're paying him.
And where did he come
we
from?
have a $70
Where did
million
Russell come
cap space, so we could get so many. Seattle. He's the one who took Seattle against the Super Bowl against us and beat us. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. His first 2 years were even cool.
He might like to change too, man.
He's younger.
He could be like Manny coming in here.
Yeah.
These guys, you move them around after a while, they seem to like get a respark or something.
He's a really good guy. He's a really good Christian dude. He's a well-grounded, really like a Peyton Manning type guy.
What do you think he is, like 35?
Not that old.
You don't think so? No.
Hey, George, let's talk about
the cleaning. I call it the extreme clean and tune-up. Real quick here, and then we'll revisit it next hour and the next hour. But you normally do this for first-time customers only, and because you want people to see what you can do. So you do it for a special price, and you let them see the extreme measures you go through for this cleaning, right? What do you? Because you with my stuff, you took the blower cage out, you took like the blower motor, you took to the extent it can come apart, you do it.
Yep. I mean, I've been coming on here 5 years now, and we tell people, our normal price is $139.
And even 139 is cheap.
If someone were to actually do this, other companies, most won't even do it, but they'll call it a rejuvenation,
right?
And charge you $400 to $1,000,
right? Okay, rejuvenation.
And the reason why we say we'll do it for clients one time for $39 because we just want them to see what we do, and when they see it, they'll pay anything, right?
And then you even reduce that 39 to 24 the last few weeks.
I mean, there's times we've had it even as low as 19. It's always been
okay. So what are we going to do now?
This is the thing, Tom. Right now, people don't realize this a lot of times. You use your furnace for heating and cooling.
Right.
Right now is the end of winter. We're going into summer. They're actually
spring.
You're gonna do it.
Right.
And get the dirt
no matter what. Right.
This is the best time to do it.
Okay.
Is right now.
But you're going to make a change.
Yep. Two things. This is the best time to do it, but also the world today. This is the most important time if you want to prolong the life of your system
because of supply chain and hard to find parts and all of that.
And prices are going up. I mean, so many. You want to prolong the life of your system, and. So even if you've had this done, I've been coming on here 5 years. We've never.
No, you've never repeated. No, it's a one-time offer. It's a one-time offer.
If you've had it done before,
you can do it again.
We're gonna do it. $24 right now. If you call today to schedule, you got to call by the end of the day. Mention Tom Martino.
Okay, so
doesn't matter if you've had it done before.
I want to get it straight. Anybody can call. Anybody, whether they had it done, whether they're a new customer, whether they're an existing customer. $24 for the extreme clean and the adjustment.
Right, which 5 years coming on here.
And you have to call by the end of the day, business day.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to have it done today.
You won't have it done today.
Right.
You won't even have it done this week.
Here's the number, 720-526-3939, and it's only $24. And that's incredible. That's 720-526-3939. Now, it doesn't matter if you had it done or not. This will get you ready for the air conditioning season. It'll also help you for the rest of the winter, and it's the extreme clean and adjusting. We never did come up with a trade name those people came up with on that day we had a contest. We never picked one. We should. But anyway, Danny, let's talk to you. And remember, that's 720-526-3939, only till the end of day to get your slot. Hey, Danny, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, I work for this company, and I'm under a 1099.
Yeah.
Well, I can get my 1099 from him, and my accountant can't send my taxes in.
Well, you can.
I know how much money I made.
Well, you have to have an idea. Danny, okay.
An ID, yes.
Here's what the IRS says. substance over form. That's their fallback, which means you're required to still file, even though you don't have the form, and you have to estimate to the best of your ability the 1099 income.
Okay.
Now, you should be able to estimate pretty closely with your deposits, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the bank today and pick up all of my deposits.
That's all you have to do. And your accountant should say, they can even note 1099 not present. Now, by the way, what kind of work do you do?
It was just some parking issues that I did down at Red Rocks for the concerts.
Oh, okay. All right. So listen, man, what you do is estimate it, file it, don't be late, and then just put down there so-and-so LLC or incorporated did not provide 1099 as of filing date. Okay. Jason, what's happening, Jason? What's going on, man? Jason?
Well, Tom, I'm having a little bit. Hello?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of an issue with a contractor. I had Lifetime Windows and Siding as the contractor. They came out. They installed new windows. They had zero oversight from any project management or anything of the sort the first time they installed them. The install was actually so poor that they caused massive amounts of damages and even had to remanufacture and reinstall the windows.
Hold on, man. This is major. Hold on now. This is Lifetime Windows and Siding?
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on, and we'll come right back to you. Serious stuff.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit about Blue Sky CBD, and I love
Well, what happened on that call?
I had to leave a voicemail for the claims adjuster at the general. Or the person that Judy's been working with.
Which one was that you're talking about? That was the took responsibility for the general.
The general.
They can't find her. That's such bullshit.
Not just no, but hell no to a new stadium.
Why?
Somebody said.
Oh, well. A new stadium for what?
I mean, ours isn't that old.
Exactly.
A new stadium for us?
That's the point.
That'd be silly. Yeah.
I'll tell you that one in Vegas,
that's
man.
a discussion?
I love it.
Why would that be a discussion? I mean, they should have built a dome when they freaking built this one, but
It is so beautiful, that new Raiders, man.
That new shit in LA ain't bad either.
Fuck no, it's not. That's super nice.
I flew over that bad boy, and when I landed, I had to go look at it.
Did you really?
Hell yeah.
That SoFi? Is that
Yeah, SoFi. You come in when you come in the airport, you fly kind of right out the window down here, and it's like, oh shit! It looks like the whole, looks like a chunk of the city is just lit up, you know.
Wow.
And it's kind of a triangle shape from the top, and it's got all this lighting and graphics and shit going on. I got off the plane and went over there to the dang stadium to see what it was like on the ground. Awesome.
Are they trying to build a stadium?
Where?
No.
No. They're just tripping off. Didn't Russell Wilson wants a new, and then the next thing.
New quarterback, new stadium.
That was exactly the line.
I'm like, I wonder what we're paying Russell now. Someone's telling me $200 million. I'm like, no way.
The war in Ukraine is paralyzing wheat production and transportation to Europe, Africa, and Asia.
The Drew Lock era? What's a Drew Lock? Drew ain't got no
Drew
lock.
Lock is the Broncos quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, Drew Lock. That's his name. I thought they were talking about Drew with dreadlocks.
Still leave.
Every time they say Drew, I can't think of one thing. One person, anyway.
On this International Women's Day, people are celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women while calling for action to advance gender equality. The day has been observed in some form for more than a century. The United Nations first recognized International Women's Day in 1975. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first,
So,
it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was.
what is up with the news? Anything new?
Talked to my doctor, and we finally
No.
It was actually endocrine pancreatic insufficiency.
Case 31 says they're going to build a new stadium paradise out by DIA. And they're going to surround it with cows.
Unexplained weight loss and oily stools.
I was looking on 9 News and it said maybe Von Miller might be coming back.
To
Oh,
us.
he is.
Yeah.
He posted last night. Hopefully get my old locker back.
Yeah.
Should I be number 58 or 40? Him in a Bronco uniform. He posted that.
Where
So it
did
looks
he
like
go?
he's
I
doing-
saw him
what a
playing.
perfect situation for him. The Broncos aren't going nowhere. Get traded, go win a Super Bowl, get a Super Bowl ring, and come back. Oh, gosh. You can't ask for a better situation if you're him.
Kent seems to think that Denver's going to get Okie doke the quarterback.
What do you mean?
We just got Russell Wilson.
Hey, he said Okie doke.
You mean like a
Duke
judge?
yet again in their search for a QB.
No.
Russell's
that's
pretty good.
He's really good.
That's KOA Broncos insider Benjamin Albright. More money flowing in to help victims of the market.
More money.
County. The Small Business Administration has now approved more than $83 million in loans. The bulk of that money.
As much as I hate to agree with you, MH, you're right.
Some extra time to hit the slopes this year. The resort extending that season to May.
They're bombing apartment houses. What is stuff?
As well as 190 inches of natural snowfall. Employees in the city and county of Denver returning to their offices at least 2 days a week. An announcement this week that all employees will be required.
Can you believe it? They just said that. I know. Like 2 days a week. Oh shit.
Most of the world is completely put it behind them.
These assholes are. You know they're not working at home. City and county workers. What are they doing at home?
All this time, the world's been back to normal, and their city, county, Denver is going to go back to work, and all these crazy precautions.
2 days a week.
2 days.
Yeah, I know. With all these crazy precautions, like
It's like you're wearing a mask, you have to stand on 1 foot.
New York and LA just dropped the masks.
Right.
And the passports.
Like a hot rock, man.
dude, all the data that's coming out on these vaccines, though, people like having after effects and all kinds of stuff. There's more and more data coming out. And gonna keep coming out.
With DriveWise from Allstate.
Well,
in about
that's
2
the
years,
problem.
you'll start to see the growth.
That's the problem. It really doesn't come out, George. It really doesn't come out except for.
Well, that's the thing. That's why a lot of people are pressing the CDC because they're hiding. They're trying to suppress a lot of info, a lot of data.
They won't give the data. It's crazy.
That's what I said.
Do you know it's the first time they had to be sued for vaccination data? That's never happened. Why? Why the fuck do they care?
Who?
The CDC.
You know why they care.
They had to be sued to get it.
Of course.
I haven't seen fucking Fauci around.
He's,
Anybody miss Fauci?
I like seeing them every day.
Details at felco.org/cd.
Highest paid government employee, isn't he?
Yeah.
Makes more than the president. I
He
know.
does, and he's had control of over $5 billion in grants, and he is worth.
That's why everybody kisses his ass, because he dishes out the
Oh,
funds.
for sure. And then his financial records, he was getting drilled on recently, and they're like, he's like, it's public information, and they're like, no, it's not. We've had a team of people researching forever. We can't. It's not. And he'll just say, yeah, it is.
Well, it's not.
He's worth over $400 million, but he's a lifetime politician. He makes now 200-some thousand a year, but that's
No, he makes 400 or something.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
he does.
They never went up.
Well,
I looked at it 2 years ago, but still, I mean, he's 400 million. He invests really well. He's a super.
Well, they don't follow the same rules.
He's a super smart investor. Below over 200 million.
I know.
Actually, by now probably 300-400 million.
She didn't like that change in the rules on stocks.
417,000 a year.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This is brought to you by Harris Family Law. If you're going through a very terrible time of a divorce, you can't pick better people to go through it. I'm serious. They try to do collaborative law. They get the other party to agree not to fight things out in court, but to discuss everything. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. They make divorces easier if that's possible. They really do. They have an emphasis on family and children. They also take the heat out with collaborative law. And then they do any part of the divorce, unbundled services if you'd like, so you don't have to hire them for everything. You can if you want, or just any part of it. Call for your consultation and see what they have to say with an early neutral assessment, which is a look at divorce from a neutral standpoint as to what you have to look forward to, and you may decide to wait or go forward. And 303-515-5000, HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000. All right, now, let's talk and see what's on your mind. We have George with us today from Fix It 24/7, FixMyHome.com. There's an extraordinary deal. I just want to sum it up this way. They do hundreds of dollars worth of work, okay? Hundreds of dollars in time and energy and degreasers and all this. They go in and they do an extreme clean on your furnace. I've had it done. They lay it out. They take it apart to the extent they can. It is literally a refurbishment, okay? Now, that would cost hundreds of dollars. They do it. They used to do it for $39 as a special introductory offer for just new customers, so you can see what they do and how thorough they are. Now they've lowered the price to $24 and opened it up for everyone. If you were fortunate enough to have this done a few years ago, have it done again. In fact, you can have it. There's probably no reason to have it done again if you had it done last year, because they're so damn good at it. It's not going to be that dirty. But no matter who you are, if you want to have it done, maybe you had it done before in another house. Now you want to have it done in your new house, whatever. $24. You got to call before the end of the day. You don't have to have it done today, but you have to schedule. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. You don't beat it. Now, George, how long is the average call on one of those when you go through them?
Hey, first off, you should do that every year, by the way.
Oh, really? The extreme clean every year?
Especially your furnace, because even heating or cooling, it is very dirty. And
people that are members, okay, your loyalty
club.
Right
filters or electronic air filters, it'll be less, but it definitely.
Okay, now the people that do your loyalty club, do you call it the green?
Yeah, it's our Green Bubble Club.
Okay, what does it cost when they're part of the Green Bubble Club?
We give it to them for It's anywhere from $19.99 a month to $29.99 a month.
No, I'm talking about what is the cleaning cost?
Oh, well,
the extreme clean.
If you're a member.
Yeah.
No, so that's the cost. But with that,
no, it's free. The cleaning is free.
Yeah. So if you're a member, this is what you get, Tom. You get 2 visits a year from HVAC, because you get your furnace, you get your air conditioning.
Yeah.
Plumber comes out and drains the sediment out of your water heater. If you do that every year, you'll prolong the life of your water heater. There's water heaters that can last over 20 years. Otherwise, the average life is 8 years. So you can add so much more life to your water heater if you get that done every year. So that gets done. If you don't get it done, this is what happens. The sediment starts eating at the tank. It builds up like a rock. You have less water because you got that rock building up, and it's less efficient because it's got to heat that rock before the water. So a lot of reasons to get the sediment. Most people don't know that. They don't do it. But
no, I understand that.
Our electrician comes out. You know when you get a chirping smoke detector?
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
Batteries out.
I hate it.
It always comes at the most inconvenient time.
In fact, I can't tell which one's chirping.
I know.
That's the one that pisses me off. I'm going all around the house trying to figure out, and I sit there and wait. Damn it, it's not you. Okay, I go to the next one. It's not you. Now, that's just plain cruel. I can't figure out which one's chirping. Okay, go ahead.
So then we change the batteries so that you won't have that inconvenience. But then we also go through and check and make sure that this, electrical in your home, you want it to be safe. And usually, if there's problems, it's inside your walls. You can't see them. So we do everything we can to check and make sure the connections are tight and your electrical system is is safe.
Okay, now listen, folks.
Oh wait, you know what?
If you haven't had,
also, Tom, you get front of line service, you get discounted pricing, and the money you pay when it does come time to replace is in a bubble. It's what we call a bubble bank. You get it back, so it's actually free. In a sense, it's free. If you have any major replacement, we give you whatever you spent.
It's called the Green Bubble Club.
Over whatever period of time, you get it all back. You get all the money back.
Now, I want to talk about this one. And George, you can feel free to chime in on business stuff. Jason, I don't know why you had such a terrible experience, but you did. Why? What went wrong first?
Well,
when you had, you had Lifetime Windows and Siding come in. What was the first problem? What did you have done, first of all? What was the job for?
We had total window replacement done inside of our house.
Okay, and I don't want to rub this in, but man, I wish you would have gone to the referral list. Okay, so total window replacement. How many windows?
14.
14. Okay. Now, what was wrong?
What went wrong when they went to install the 2-day install? We stopped them at day 6 when we were noticing gaps on the windows, when we were noticing chunks of siding taken off of our house, paint on the roof. I mean, how much time do you have?
Well, hold on. Did they trim? Now, I don't mind if during the process it looks sloppy, like making sausage, as long as it ends up nice. I mean, did they trim around the windows where the siding was chipped and all that, or what? Tell me about it.
No, what they attempted to do was anywhere where they had cracked or torn the siding, they used caulk to fill and then used paint, matched paint at first, and then once they ran out of paint that we had, they went and got a different one. So now my house has spots all over it where they were trying to repair the damage without being caught, essentially.
That's ridiculous. They would put caulk on cracked and chipped siding around your windows?
Yes. And we have plenty of pictures, plenty of things in that.
I'd like to see some of those pictures. So wait a minute. So you stopped them, said this is unacceptable, right?
We stopped them on day 6 when their subcontractor was installing on a 2-day install.
Okay, chipped and cracked siding. What else?
Dented gutters. Oh, gosh. Gaps on the windows that, like I said, those have been repaired now, but there were gaps on the side.
Okay, did they repair everything? Did they fix everything now?
No, they sent us letters saying they were going to, and then since I live in Highlands Ranch, on the HOA side, the HOA said that if they could not replace the siding with the exact siding, that they had to do the entirety of the house.
Well, hold on now. Hold on. Now, I understand that, Jason. Now we're getting into territory that might be bordering on betterment or unfairness. Even though your HOA says that, and even though you might think it's automatic, they did not destroy all the siding on your house. Now, you're going to make the argument, well, they chipped it enough that they have to replace those parts, and if they can't match it, then they have to do the whole thing, and I should have to be held responsible. However, if you are bettered, if they get better siding, newer siding, how old is the siding?
25 years.
Sorry, Charlie. You're not going to get new siding on their dime, okay? You're going to have to chip in for it. And I'm telling you the truth. You can go through court and find out after spending $50,000 or $100,000, but I'm going to tell you that if they will pay for their share of it and you pay the upgrade for the whole house, then you got a solution. If they can't find the same siding, they're never going to match that siding after 25 years.
No, and the siding was discontinued via a class action lawsuit. And,
okay.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I am not looking for anything outside of getting the repair, but the situation degraded further even after that.
How did it degrade even after that?
Because what they were telling us then at that point is that all they were willing to do is put Bondo in the spots where they had done any sort of damage to the home.
Why can't it be trimmed with nice wood or fake stucco or something? I don't know what kind of siding is this? Vinyl?
No, it is not. It is composite wood siding.
Oh, it's crap anyway. I mean, you're talking literally composite painted wood.
Correct.
Let me ask you what you want. What do you want?
What I would like is I would like the damage to be repaired in a way that, when I go to resell my home, it matches to the point where any new buyer will not be able to look at it and say, oh, I am going to.
Well, that may not happen.
Now.
It may not happen. What about trimming around it? Since it's just composite wood, why not trim around the windows? Why do you? What's wrong with just putting bigger trim up?
That would work acceptably if that does work in with HOA rules as well. But there were also chunks taken out that weren't near any windows.
That's
So we have
ridiculous.
them on our
My God. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. You know, there's vinyl siding that would go over that wood siding. You know, I mean, there are different options. Have you looked at options?
I have looked at options. I've had other contractors out, and other contractors have noted on it as well. And that's where I have.
Well, listen, it sounds to me like you have 25-year-old siding that needs to be replaced anyway, probably. But what I'm saying is it shouldn't be chipping that easy. I don't know what shape your siding is in. I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures because I think you ought to negotiate a settlement where you where you buy siding and then call a good company to do it. Or if they do siding, let them do it. Let them do it at wholesale or low price. They chip in what they owe, and then you pay the difference.
And I would love to even have that as an option, but like I said, that wasn't even given to me as an option.
You didn't even ask. I doubt you asked. I mean, it sounds to me like you're not coming. Did you say to them, look, let's just do the whole house. I'll pay for the difference?
What I said was give me a cost, give me an estimate, but I could not even get that from them.
Well, they may not like you because they think you're unreal. They might think you just are unreal. Send us photos. I think Deputy Smarty Pants should take a look at this and see what he can negotiate. I think you ought to try to negotiate a partial replacement. George, what do you think? This is 25-year-old composite wood siding. Now, I'm telling you, there is no 25-year composite wood siding on a home today that doesn't need to be replaced. I'll go on record as saying that.
Right. So he mentioned selling the house. So if he goes and sells the house, let's say today, and you negotiate your price, well, you're set at that price now. Now, home inspector comes in and says, hey, and puts that on the corrections. You really should consider doing this. Buyer now wants you to do it, and now you pay to do that. At that point, you don't get the value in it because
I know
you're already negotiating the price. So if you just get it done, I completely agree with your solution. It'll add value to the house. You'll get it back.
Yeah, you'll get it back is what we're saying. Plus, you have new windows now. That's what I would do. 303-713-8255. Send us pictures. We'll put someone on it.
This guy's trying to get 25 years. He's trying to get a siding place. I mean,
he is. He was.
I like your bubble club idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's really we want to make sure we keep the client. Like, we don't make money in the club, right? At all.
Right.
But those clients and just averages, especially because we have all three trades, electrical, heating, and plumbing, are going to have it. Homeowners are going to have issues, and those are the three major areas. And so, if they remember that.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics. This is what I do every year. I mean, every year. Yeah, I do it yearly, but I do it every single month. In fact, sometimes every 3 weeks. It's hydration therapy. It makes you feel great. It's the most common therapy for anything that ails you, really. They give it to you in emergency rooms. They give it to you at urgent care. They give it to you for shock. They give it to you for dehydration, for vitamin deficiencies. Let me get to the bottom line. It's the most common therapy because it complements everything else. It complements your health. Whatever's wrong with you, if you just want to feel better, have more energy, if you want to get, let's say, vitamins, or you want to do migraines or a hangover, RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You can actually text or call them, and they send them out like rideshare. I mean, you'll get someone at your house within an hour. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You don't pay any more to have a medical professional in your home than you would if you went to an IV bar, one of these hydration stations. Just do it at home. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155. All right. I've said this before. No matter what you have in retirement, I'll bet you need Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. No matter what you have in retirement, you might have someone doing investing. You might have, Blake Harris doing estate law. You might have someone else doing something else. But the bottom line is this. These people at Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies coordinate everything. In fact, they can do the investing. They can help you with insurance. They do a comprehensive approach. They make recommendations for taxes, Social Security, Medicare, supplements, insurance, annuities, long-term care, estate planning. It's a big puzzle. They help you put the parts together. How do they get paid? It's easy. Some things pay small commissions. Other times you pay a fee. Here's what they'll do, though. They'll let you know up front, before you even sign with them, how they make money and why it benefits you to have them on your side. It's free to get this analysis of your portfolio. They'll meet with you as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable with them. They'll come to you. You go to them, or you can do Zoom. rpcenter.com. Get someone coordinating your retirement. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. And part of a good financial plan of any kind is a good loan on your home, and I can think of no better loan than the liquidloan.com. Have I ever explained that to you? Of course I have. Listen carefully. Let's say you're going to be in your home a few years, 5 years or less. You get the liquid loan, you can pay interest only. You'll have the lowest payments on the block, and your house is still appreciating like crazy. But let's say you decide to stay longer, and you want to pay down principal. You can pay down principal anytime you want, and there's no prepayment penalty. And then if you want, you can borrow it back. It's liquid. It goes up, it goes down. In fact, if you have more equity, you can borrow even more than your original. And you can keep that loan for 30 years, paying it up and down at will. And for every penny you have in the bank, it gives you a credit toward your balance, which means you pay even less interest. Find out more at Affordable Interest Mortgage, theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500.
Hey, let me tell you a little bit about Blue Sky CBD, and I love it.
These were just easy enough to ask you in person.
Also, how important a role sleep plays in our physical and mental health.
Here, for that.
Yeah.
I need to know what that's for, and then these, for these, it's the same company.
Good. Okay. I know what I gotta look it up. I know what it is. Keep it here. I'll
Yeah.
let you know exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a note because I remember that. Yeah, that's
CBD to CBN. It's the most potent CBD-based sleep formula ever created. I know that I've been sleeping better when I've used Blue Sky CBD as a daily supplement, and I think you will as well. I can't say enough of how this partnership with Blue Sky CBD has helped me find relief from aches and pains and also genuinely get better sleep. It's a total game changer for me. Find their full line of products from max relief to sleep at www.bluesky-cbd.com and use promo code DREAM for 30% off your next order.
Michael Brown here for American Financing. We talk a lot about the economy, and you and I both know that we're facing uncertain times. But in the meantime, you might be sitting on a lot of equity in your home. I think it's time you talk to some of my personal friends at American Financing. They don't work on commission, and because they know I'm sending you to see them, they're going to work extra hard to find a mortgage, home equity loan, or equity cash-out that's best suiting your financial needs. And they certainly are going to charge you any upfront or hidden fees. You can call them, tell them that I sent you, and I promise you'll get fantastic customer service and a personalized loan program that will prepare you for these uncertain economic conditions. So call American Financing and tell them you want to talk to one of Michael Brown's friends. They'll take good care of you, I
Press your
promise.
pin for a second.
303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online, American Financing.
Or online.
12334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. This is Doug Alley. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by InvisibleFence.com.
NFL Network's Tom Pelissero is reporting that the Broncos have agreed to a blockbuster trade with the Seattle Seahawks to acquire quarterback Russell Wilson in exchange for all draft picks and players. The Avalanche got the W last night against the Islanders. They're now in New Jersey for their tilt with the Devils, and Darcy Kemper will start in goal. And more games could be canceled today. Major League Baseball and the Players Association cannot come together on a new CBA to win the lockout. I'm Jimmy Havren.
Whether you want your pet to have the independence to run and play outside, or you need to correct some mischievous behavior.
I told him it was that company that keeps taking money, right?
Future Plan?
Yes,
No,
that's
that's a whole different company.
Wait.
Future Plan comes in as Future Plan. If you Google this company, that's what it says they are. So I thought maybe
Who the fuck? Wait a minute.
you would ask Pat Jolla.
Getting 630K pound from iHeartRadio.
Usually Future Plan comes in as Future Plan.
That's what I thought it was.
Anyway, I'll come back.
Alibaba's Bonnie, that little bastard. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about a problem with Hawker's Automotive. Benjamin, what's the problem with Hawker's Automotive?
Yes, sir. Mr. Martino, thank you so much for taking my call. It's pretty cool to talk to you. I grew up listening to you, and
thank you,
never thought I
Benjamin.
would be chatting with you.
Well, I hope it's not serious. What's going on?
Oh, it's actually very serious.
Uh-oh.
So I'm an Uber driver.
Yeah.
So I drive my car a lot. I'm very, very familiar with all the squeaks and all that. Just had my the brake pads replaced, so the brakes were absolutely perfect. My front right bearing was going out, so there was just a little bit of a grinding sound. So I took it to Hawker's because Hawker's was the cheapest I could find, and that was a mistake. They did the work. I thought they did great work. I got back in my car.
Now, why did you think they did great work?
Because it was fast and cheap.
Okay.
And
what were they doing for the money?
So they're just replacing a bearing.
Okay, your pads were already good, so they didn't do those.
No, but apparently taking the brakes off is part of replacing the bearing, and I was told later they had to break a bolt off. And they showed me the bolt. The bolt that is right next to the brake pads, they were putting so much torque on, they were chiseling parts of the metal out. So there was huge amounts of, I don't know if they were using a hammer or what, right next to my brake pad. When I got in my car, my brakes were perfect when I dropped it off. And when they did the test drive to diagnose the bearing, they did not find any brake problems. So they did not find brake problems either. My car's brakes were so bad that when you go to stop, it slams my car backwards and forwards.
Now, after Hawker touched him, you mean?
Yes. Yeah, there was nothing problematic with my brakes before I took it in.
Okay. So what did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? Did they fix the bearing?
Yeah, they did fix the bearing.
So what did they do? What did they do wrong?
That I don't know. I unfortunately am not a mechanic, and I don't know what would cause this. So the way the car feels is like, you know, a locomotive when it's starting, that kind of chugging. It does that with my car.
No, wait a minute.
It's a
wait
big
a minute.
deal.
It's a chugging when you start. You're not talking about even using the brakes.
No, when I'm stopping. So when you apply the brakes, it's now there's so much like a chugging. It slams my car back and forth. And it's a
so okay. Hold on. So when are they analog brakes on that?
I believe so. Yeah.
So when you're driving and you apply the brakes, it goes when it stops.
Yeah, but it's a lot slower. It's like a and it gyrates.
Yeah, it sounds like
backwards and forwards.
Okay. But how would your rotors get bent or warped?
I don't know.
What kind of car is it? What kind of car? We're going to go on our people on. Let's get Kevin on. What kind of car is it?
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan. It's a 2013. So it's, at least in my opinion, getting into the luxury end of cars. It's a nice car. I'm very grateful to own it. I made a mistake by not just flipping around and going straight back into Hawker's. I trusted them, and I assumed this was the brake system kind of just in, it was.
No, I know, braking in or something.
I gave it right. So I went back like a week and a half later when it was very clearly not fixing and it was getting worse. And I said, hey, something happened with my car. Can you look at it? They put it up on the rack. So the way Hawker's does it is they have their mechanics kind of hide in the back. and the manager acts as though he's kind of in on the repairs. So he took me back and told me flat out, we have not looked at the work we did. We're not looking at that. We deny responsibility completely. What we think it is you have a little tiny bit of wear on a rubber grommet, and somehow magically it started when you drove away. So the guy, his name is Shay.
Well, here's what I want to know. How much is it going to cost to fix?
I don't know. He basically told me, we're done with you. Go take it somewhere
Yeah,
else.
but that was
So
after
that's
you
kind of
did say they worked on the vehicle again and did make the issue about 75% better. Correct, Benjamin?
Yeah. So we're getting to that part of the story. So he put it up on the rack.
I don't need the in between. I don't need the in between. They worked on it and made it better, but it's still bad.
So I put my foot down and made them redo the bearing. Them redoing the bearing took about 75% of the problem away.
Well, then there must be something wrong with it. How about the other bearing?
The other bearing's perfectly fine. It was just there was no brake problem. They did the repair. There was suddenly 100% brake problem.
I get it. I get it. But we need it. We obviously need an independent set of eyes on this.
Sure, absolutely. It's just I'm an Uber driver, so I don't make a ton of money, and I'm paying for somebody else's rent right now. So throwing money at mechanics is not something I can do.
Yeah, the biggest mistake was trying to get it done cheap. That's the problem. But
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Okay, hold on a sec.
Let's call Hawkers up.
They used to be on the referral list.
Let's call him. But I also like to call Kevin Calkin and get an opinion just from what he's hearing. So hold on, Ben. Hold on, 303-713-8255. We have Fix It 24/7 in the house. I want to remind you, you got to call before the end of business today to get this extreme deal at $24 to get your furnace ready for winter, and your furnace is needed through the summer for your air. So get it ready. And here's the deal, okay? That $24 is an extremely low price loss leader, and is for everyone, not just new customers. They used to do it for just new customers who've never had it done, but you can have it done for $24. 720-526-3939.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Caplis in the afternoon.
I don't think we've ever had a complaint of
Denver. Now, impact traffic.
Right now, we're looking at the recovery behind an earlier crash northbound I-25 approaching 6th Avenue. Now, down in the Douglas County area, just be aware that the two left lanes are closed for paving work. Southbound I-25 approaching Larkspur. Do expect some slower traffic starting around Tomo Road if you happen to be traveling in that area. On I-70, it's road.
Damn, man, I got that shingle shot today. I've had a lot of fucking shots in my life. That son of a bitch hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, chickenpox before?
Yeah.
Shingles,
I was
hurt.
I was fucking shot hurt like a son of a bitch.
Shot hurts. The shingle is so damn heavy.
Shingle shots. Is that a 2 series or a
Yeah.
2? In fact,
He said this one's the easy one. He said the second one's the one I'm not going to like. This one hurts.
My arm hurt for a day.
TheArtofGranite.com. That's the website for Mitch Floria at The Art of Granite. And what I love about The Art of Granite is how they do business. They will give you a price on the phone for any countertops you have done, whether it be natural stone like granite or quartz or marble or any man-made material. They buy all their materials and pass them on to you at wholesale. Here's what else they do for you. They will also tear out and haul away free and do the bathroom vanity free when you have the kitchen done. For a limited time, you can get a free sink. You can call for details, plus get a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Blake Harris Law. That's the name of the law firm we use, and Blake Harris is the attorney for estate planning and expert opinions on our show, and you can get answers by calling him directly at BlakeHarrisLaw.com. The number, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Ask about your situation. He'll give you free advice. And then if you hire him, he'll charge you flat rates for whatever he does for you, quoted up front. Like, for example, a will, a trust, maybe a beneficiary's deed for a home. Don't try to make this estate plan on your own. So many people make mistakes. Go to someone with authority for free legal advice. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Inventing Anna, the official podcast, delves deeper into the story
Behind the Netflix series about Anna Sorokin, the fake heiress who stole the hearts and money of New York social elite, featuring conversations with the
Mark, Guy and Sis, you were talking about Certifit. What's the phone number to that? I didn't hear any of that.
It's just a place where you can buy parts. It is.
Oh, it's a. Oh,
the automotive parts.
Yeah. You can just Google it. It comes right up.
Okay.
Or I'll put it in.
Thank you.
God, that was 2 hours ago.
The home you with their 2-year interest rate guarantee. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge, or their pre-approval, which gives you the strength of a cash buyer. At Ideal, first they listen, then they lend. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health. But you can plan
Go to
on
what?
care coverage to get peace of mind to you
Which
and
one is
your
it?
family. Hey, it's Randy Cole, and a great way to learn about long-term care is to join my friends from
I used to love the Aspen. They had a comedy festival that was great. They had film, all that shit's gone.
so much. 525 Advisors will explain how long-term care works, what the coverage pays
Their
for,
comedy
and
festival
you'll
was
discover all the new options and different ways to fund a plan. They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back.
Tommy, Kevin Culkin's not available, but I do have the owner of Hawkers on to talk about this guy.
Just like they're doing for my husband and me right now. I love how much time they spend with us, and it's not just me.
Broncos gave up 2 first-round draft picks, 2 seconds.
Madeline at 525 Advisors.
Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah
long-term
Fant.
care coverage gives
That's a
you.
lot.
Sign up now
Gave
for
up a
free
lot.
live webinar.
He's 33, by the way.
Sign up at 525longtermcare.com.
Yeah, so he's got.
Oh, shit.
At least 5 years left, but
You could have a Brady career.
Local credit union is offering 1%
That's a lot.
APY on a 24-month CD on balances of $500 or more. That's right, 1% APY on a 24-month CD. To get that higher rate, you typically need to be in a longer term. Stop by any Belco branch, call 1-800-BELCO-1, or visit belco.org/CD to open a CD online in minutes. Belco membership is required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA. Belco, banking for everyone.
When selling your home, you want to be certain you put the most money in your pocket. Hi, it's Marty Lenz, and my realtor, Gay Ribble, with Keller Williams Realty DTC, knows that every situation is different for each homeowner like you. And with just one call, you'll learn how Gay Ribble can help you maximize the sale of your home. Learn about her zero-commission program, where the buyer pays all of the commission, saving you thousands of dollars, or her 24-hour cash offer program, and of course, how Gay will guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your asking price, or she will pay you the difference. Gay is getting her sellers top dollar every single day, and she will
Smallest briefcase in the world.
that works for you.
What?
Call Gay Ribble today.
Smallest briefcase.
833-453 sold. 833-453
Or largest wallet in the world.
833-453 SOLD, or visit GayHasTheBuyers.com. That's Gay spelled G-A-Y-E. GayHasTheBuyers.com.
Not a wallet.
Do you have you got that Samsung Pay on your phone? Do you use that shit?
$5,000 in cash. Plus, you'll be entered to win the 2.5.
I was thinking about it, but
It works. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I put one on there just in case I leave my wallet.
Next week. Buy your tickets now at MightyMillionsRaffle.com. Denver's talk station. Online at KHOW.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. And Benjamin called and said, hey, I had a problem with Hawkers Automotive. I had no brake problems whatsoever. I needed a bearing done on my car. I went and got my bearing done, right front bearing. And then I had massive problems with my brakes. Every time I applied my brakes, It did a chug-a-lug. I finally got upset with them trying to figure it out. They took no responsibility. But I had them redo the right bearing, and 75% of the problem went away. So it's no coincidence, I don't think. Something is still up because I still have a chug-a-lug, and I'm wondering why. And that's Benjamin. He said he went to Hawker Automotive with his 2013 Volkswagen Tiguan because they had great prices and they seemed to do good work. But now he's questioning that. So we brought up owner Bill Hawker. Hi, Bill. Thank you for being here. So what light...
How you doing?
Good, man. What light can you shed on this?
Well, from the get-go, we did put the front bearing in. His original complaint was rotating, grinding noise, and I know you've been in automotive probably almost as long as me. When it's a sealed, non-serviceable bearing. When they go bad, it sounds like a real bad snow tire. We put a bearing in it, and that was on February 9th. So from February 9th until we saw him again on March 1st, which was less than a month, he put 3,859 miles on the vehicle. He drives the vehicle a lot for his work. And when he called me, he told me that he had basically like a shuttering coming from the front end. And I asked him why he hadn't come in sooner. He goes, well, I thought it was going to get better. Well, he drove it for almost 3,900 miles. We got the vehicle in, no bearing noise. I went and drove the vehicle as soon as it got here. No bearing noise, no hub noise. So that's pretty easy to diagnose if it's a bad bearing. We put the vehicle on the rack and shook the vehicle down, checked the front end. Visually, the two lower control arm bushings on the rear side, they're A-frame type bushing. The ones towards the back are rotted out. I mean, they're dry rot. You can visually see that they're dry rotted. So we were pretty convinced that's what it was. We actually moved the car on the rack, and you could see the tires moving forward aft on brake application when those bushings go bad.
Why do you think nothing happened before he brought it to you and then he felt it afterwards?
Well, when he first came in, his original noise was a bad wheel bearing. And Tom, I don't know if you've experienced it, but when these hubs go bad, it's louder than heck. And then 3,800 miles later, I'm assuming that this had progressively gotten worse.
Now, Benjamin, he said it was 3,800 miles later that you complained about the chug-a-lug.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an Uber driver.
That's a lot of miles.
No, but why didn't you complain sooner is what I'm asking. You said you noticed it right away.
Yeah, I absolutely trusted their work. So I assumed the mechanics did their job and that when they reattached the new brake pad, that whatever the grinding from the bearing had ground into the brake pad. That was my assumption, that the problem with the bearing had transferred to the brake pad.
Then it started getting worse. But what about if he said there's stuff rotting out in there that he can show you? How could that be their fault?
So Tom, first of all, that's not true. He's not, how do I say this gently? He's not speaking truth 100%. First of all, they're not rotting out. They weren't rotting out at all. When the manager,
hold on. Just hold on one sec real quick.
Sure.
Bill, are they rotting out or not? Those parts you said.
You can visually see that they're dry rotted. It's a round, bushing that's pressed into the lower control arm.
Well, this is really easily solved, man. Bill, I don't think you would lie knowing that we could find out the truth. I don't think you would.
Absolutely not, Tom. Absolutely. Let me just throw this at you. My manager, who's been doing this about as long as me, I have 45 years. Shay's been with me for a long time. And we walked him out there and showed him the cracks and the bushes. So he visually saw what we're talking about. If he says we're being dishonest, that's up to him. He insisted it was what he insisted.
Well, Benjamin, hold on, Benjamin. Bill, Benjamin, what do you mean the way he's phrasing it is dishonest? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so first of all, Bill had no interaction with me. Bill, the only interaction.
All I'm asking is this, Ben. Did they point out to you some rotting parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not rotting though. The word Shay used was minor wear. Minor wear. So this went from minor wear to fully rotting out because he's on the phone with you.
Well, let's put it this way, Benjamin. Here's the greatest part about truth. It's self-evident. That's the great, unless you're in the news. But here's the deal. For example, what we can do is we can have like SOS inspections or someone take an independent look at that. Independent. They will not lie for Bill. And they will see if you have excessive wear or rotting and if that's what's causing it or not. And it's that easy. And they can tell, and they can actually tell, and they would actually say, we think this went wrong or that went wrong. They'll actually tell us what they think went wrong and why. Or if Norris found out that Hawker did anything and said, oh, they did this wrong or that wrong, they would say it. But and Hawker's willing to have their work examined. This is a perfect scenario.
I think hands-on auto tech in Loveland. We can ask Tom Maggio.
Oh, wait, hands-on. Is that where he is up there?
I think it's way up that way, isn't
Benjamin,
it, Bill?
Are you up north, Are you up north, Benjamin?
Yeah, I live right on the border of Fort Collins and Loveland.
Okay, then hands-on auto tech, Tom Maggio. Tom Maggio. Let's ask him. I must be thinking of Italian food. Anyway, Tom Maggio, he can look at it for us. Let's ask him to take a look at it.
Hallelujah. And Tom, just to kind of, the truth isn't being expressed.
Well,
so the manager, Shay, when he got so confrontational with me, I had to literally say out loud, don't play the machismo game.
All right.
The second I said, guys, my car did not break itself.
But Benjamin, hold on. Benjamin, they were felt maybe that you were accusing them of doing it, and here's what they're saying. That got worse over time because it was inevitable. That's all they're saying. And it did break itself if that's the case. Yeah, they do break themselves. They get corroded. They get rotted. They're not attended to, and yes, they break themselves. I'm not saying that happened in your part, but I'm sure not going to get on and call Hawker's Automotive liars and cheaters. I'm saying to you, we will give it an independent look to see what is causing that chug-a-lug, and was it something that Hawker did? You can't ask for better than that.
I don't trust the guy, man.
Which one?
The caller. He seems elusive as hell.
No, he seems confrontational.
Yeah, he does.
Aggressive way. Don't get machismo.
Yeah, machismo.
And it is really jamming up traffic. But that is it for I-25 slowing in the heart of the metro. I-25 moving along really well. Also some road construction slowing I-70 eastbound at 32nd Youngfield. The right lane is closed there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny and 41 today. Tonight's low 14.
Mark, will you
snow
just simply
expected to move in tomorrow afternoon, lasting through early Thursday morning, 2 to 3 inches possible. Currently it's 38. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin. 6:30 a.m.
Your workplace culture could use a new perspective. Join Express Talks with Jessica Kriegel to create an intentional workplace culture. This free virtual event is March 30th, hosted by Express Employment Professionals. Register at expresspros.com/expresstalks.
All right, Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. That might be the most important thing I say to you today. Why? Because if you have an insurance claim, you're going to need their help. They are public adjusters. They work for you. Don't be one of the many people who call this show after calling their insurance company and finding out they've been ripped off because their insurance company won't pay for everything, or they lied to them about coverage. Yes, it happens. But when you have Joel and his team from Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado working for you, they will make sure you get the best coverage, the most for your claim. In fact, they'll look at your claim free of charge to even let you know if they can help. And if they say they can help with your fire, smoke, soot, or any kind of frozen pipes, kitchen fires, any kind of hail, wind, any damage at all, even if a claim has been recently closed, they can reopen it. If you think you've been ripped off, call them. A free look at all of your claims. Don't ever do it alone. COClaims.com. COClaims.com. 720-715-0000. 720-715-0000. Now, let's talk about American Restoration, because if you do have something happen to your property, whether it's insurance related or not, if it's fire, smoke, water damage, whatever it is, and you need a restoration company, don't trust just any restoration company. Most of them are liars, cheats, and ripoffs, but you can trust American restoration with all the EPA certifications you need in order to mediate and get rid of toxic substances, mold, asbestos. Yes, they are EPA certified and they're insured and they're bonded. They will do as little or as much as you want them to do. They'll work with your insurance company or your public adjuster to make sure you're made whole the right way. 8337-AM-REST. 8337-AM-REST. Online at amrest247.com.
So when Suzanne and I first moved to Franktown, we wanted to get some new carpet, some new hardwood. You get the idea, new house. So first we went to these big box stores. We hit Lowe's, we hit Home Depot. That's just a pain in the ass altogether. You have no idea what that flooring will look like in your house. Plus, they didn't seem to know what they were doing. Then we found and used SimplyFloorsInc.com. These guys are unbelievable. They can bring the showroom to you, or you can go to their showroom, but you get to see all the flooring, the hardwood, the vinyl. You can even see tile, everything right there in your own house with your own furniture. It's the best way to shop. And the kicker, ready for this? Sit down. You can save up to 40% from the big box stores. It all starts at SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's SimplyFloorsInc.com.
So many people have told me about Orchard. And
The new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home.
I pulled a dock, man. I didn't turn my volume down.
I set you out, man. I started to throw water on you, but you're already all wet.
Tell you about the
Who the freak's calling me, man?
This home sold on the market.
52 seconds. That's a long one.
$1,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have found on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
McDonald's closed 850 stores in Russia. Wow. They only own like 1,000 there. When I say own, I don't mean a franchise operation. They own and operate them, which is, I think, more than they own and operate in the U.S. So their stock's not going to be fucking doing that great here.
McDonald's is actually a real estate.
Yeah.
More of a real estate company. So they buy the real estate.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm gonna look now. I'm gonna look.
And you have to, well, they sell a lot of fucking food.
I already have an email to Sal.
That's okay.
Now look, what's that? It's just a
McDonald's and GPS are the same business. Real estate. Denver Public School. Real estate. Serious. They're not in
See, now that's not what I saw as a census. Huh. Did you Google the phone number? 218-825. Do we have time?
I'm serious.
No. Oh, look.
Okay, good. That's about school.
She'll tell me
I cannot get over my arm, man.
It hurts like hell.
Look, I never had a shot hurt.
I got to find out if I had both shots. I thought I did.
I had to go for my second.
Well, I am fortunate to have never had.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-855. George, fixmyhome.com, fix it 24/7. I want to know about the process, okay? You say it's different than just these guys that come in and vacuum out the cabinet, but I really want to get specific. I want to educate people. You got the burner compartment, you got the blower compartment, you got the air intake air, you got the flue. Where do you go? What do you clean?
All of it. You know, where
like literally all of it.
Yes.
Okay. And so when I say you take it apart to the extent you can, different furnaces must have different levels you can get into them.
I mean, that's true but for the most part, we can get into all of it. There are some. It's rare that there's some parts we can't get to.
Okay, so what is the difference between what you do and what most companies do when they say they check your furnace? Just come right out with what is it?
So most, I mean, I say most, every company I know of, when they do a tune-up, they really even change their advertising to a check because some have gotten in trouble. But they're checking, right? So here I'll explain this. So the blower motor is the best example, or any motor, all motors. But you take the motor and it's working, and all of the air in your entire home when it's working
goes through it.
Heating and cooling
goes through that.
Even AC goes through all the air in your entire home within 2 minutes. So it's always taking dirt, dust, debris, and cycling it through, and your filter only catches so much.
Right.
So dirt is constantly caking on the motor, and it makes it work over time.
Do they have to be
harder and hotter? And there's a seal. So if it's now working really hard and it's hot, it's hotter. Now the seal will crack, and then oil starts leaking out slowly over time.
Okay.
Now you got oil in there, right?
And the motor will go.
And then eventually it seizes up. And so what they're checking is to see, is the motor leaking oil?
Okay.
They're checking. That's what they're hoping for, right? That's ultimately what most companies, when they do the check, they'll wipe off the cabinet, wipe off what you see, but they don't really actually clean any component in there. Which is, when maintenance was created, that's what's supposed to be done. So they'll check stuff. They'll check amperages. We check all that stuff too. However, the whole idea is supposed to be to clean it to prevent that motor from leaking oil. It might be too late for some people if they haven't got it done.
Okay, and then you clean each and every fin. I mean, you take it completely. Okay,
literally, we show them. We show every client what
you're doing
there. We show them the before. They see after and they're usually like, wow, okay.
So
I get it.
Right, and it's more than just the blower motor, but you clean the entire cabinet, of course, and then you go into the where the air comes in, the air is expelled. You also do the burner compartment, and you get rid of all the dirt, grime, and buildup. Do pets take a toll?
Oh, even more so, yes. Yes.
So if you have a lot of pets,
even worse, for sure.
It can truly cut down the life of your furnace if you don't get it clean. Now, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 for help, information, and referrals. We have another hour to go. Give us a call on the Troubleshooter Show for help.
Joe, have you guys ever been to my house? I don't know. How would I find out?
You should know.
No, I wouldn't know. I know someone was in my basement and took my dang units apart and was cleaning everything. I don't know if it was you. And
you can call. How long ago? You can call and ask them to look in the system if you don't know.
Might have been a couple of years ago.
Oh, but it wasn't us if you don't remember.
Huh?
You would know.
No, it was before I knew you, though.
I know, but so did you listen to the show?
No, it was before I knew you, and my wife kind of might have.
Did they take it apart? Like go show you?
Man, they had that fucking stretched out across the floor, and the guy was down there with a brush and a bucket.
That sounds like we should find out. Have them find out now.
I'm like, really? Because I'm
in your system, right?
Doing it. But if it wasn't you guys, then I'm thinking about letting you do it the first time.
Well, it doesn't have to be the first time now.
No.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
it's for anyone now. What's your address?
19552.
Are you online?
ABC News.
I just don't give your address out. Yeah.
2 million, and the United Nations says that number could double as Russia continues its attacks on cities and ports. ABC's Aaron Katersky is in neighboring Slovakia at a border crossing.
At this particular checkpoint in Ubla in the Carpathian Mountains, we saw families, many of them in cars, but some on foot, mainly women and children, as the men stay behind to join the resistance. In front of us, there was a family, looked like a mom, a grandma, and a couple of couple of young kids bundled up in their snowsuits against the cold, and one girl sitting on a chair, munching on a snack while a customs official went through her luggage.
The first defendant to stand trial stemming from the January 6th Capitol riot was found guilty on all charges. Prosecutors say Guy Reffitt urged fellow rioters to enter the Capitol and disrupt Congress as it worked to certify the 2020 presidential election. This is ABC News. Several people are now in custody in connection with yesterday's drive-by deadly shooting outside of Des Moines High School.
Police in Des Moines have arrested 6 teenagers and charged them with murder in the Iowa drive-by school shooting that left a 15-year-old boy dead. Police say the gunshots came from several people in several different vehicles. Des Moines School Superintendent Thomas Ahart, after the shooting.
In this day and age where guns are too easily accessible, I just want to share with our community that we do not have young lives to spare in Des Moines.
2 teenage girls were also wounded in the shooting. Those charged, all between the ages of 14 and 17. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
A new study finds that more than 170 million Americans who were adults in 2015 were exposed to harmful levels of lead as children. Early childhood lead exposure is known to affect cognitive development, but experts say it also increases risk for developing hypertension and heart disease. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
When a nasty cold keeps you up all night, Vicks NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief from your worst cold and flu.
Which changes a night that sounds like this into a night that sounds more like this. Ah, that's better. NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore, stuffy head, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use this direct.
When it matters, companies need more than just a delivery service. Cintas delivers full service and the reliability that comes with having a dedicated Cintas service rep who understands your business, which means deliver confidence and peace of mind too. For uniforms, cleaning essentials, mats, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services. All the personal attention you get with Cintas.
George, I learned craps on our last trip. Never played it before in my life. I can't believe how much I enjoyed the game.
Did you win?
I did.
He did.
Don't ever do it again? Yeah.
I always win at crap.
I had so much
He
fun.
likes this motion now.
I know.
I played 3 to 4 hours. It was a blast. You ever play? You're mostly blackjack, though, right?
Yeah. Craps is super fun, and you have a fun table that's winning.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That was the whole
the
deal.
negative table that's losing or isn't high energy. Like in craps, you'll win. You can win the fastest and lose the fastest.
Yep.
But they say it has the best odds on it.
And you can stand on the sideline and cash out while other folks are playing.
We had one, they called him a dark player, which means they're betting against the roller. So for out of 3 or 4 hours that I was playing that whole night, I saw one bet against the player on the house side. And it was a big bet, and he ended up losing it, and he left. But everything I read about it, you're absolutely right. It's got the best odds. But you got to hedge a lot of your bets. So if you're really hedging everything, then
You're constantly just speaking out.
yeah, you're like this. So you're not going to have that great freaking deal. You know what I'm saying? The one guy next to me was hedging everything, man. He was moving shit around left and right. He had a big smalls and talls, and he only needed one more for each. And he pulled those numbers off to hedge the bet on that. So instead of winning, and it actually ended up hitting. So instead of winning whatever, he only won like 300 instead of like 1,800. But shit, man, it was fun. You're right, man. If that table's kicking, it is just a blast.
Fun and exciting, and all the folks in Orange are getting excited.
We've been hollering.
Yeah.
It's simply OJ. Choose wisely, choose well.
Something to it too. It's an unexplainable. You have the right energy.
Yeah, it is. It's weird because you think
on any table.
But you wait any period of time, a millisecond, those dice are going to end up different. It's different every single time. And these people, I'll tell you what, I don't believe for the life of me, those people that line the dice up.
People know how to do it.
they don't know how to shoot certain numbers?
No way.
Not with Vegas dice. Not with their dice.
If they could, man, that'd be one hell of a...
No, they can't. It's energy. And when you feel that energy change negative,
get out. Yeah. That's basically when I cashed out, too, the whole table. We had a great ride, hours and hours, and then it just started changing, man. One guy left, and then basically the whole table broke up. It went from like 8 to 0, I bet, within 10 minutes.
One-day treatment, life-changing results. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com. Cortex at 6.
Yeah, look on the street.
I watched this guy. He was playing. We were at what do you call it? The Cosmo, and I don't know what the limit was, but I started thinking about limits. It's very curious because he would go up to the roulette. He sat on roulette, and he would bet the lines at the end, 2 to 1. There's 3 of them. He picked one, and he would double his bet each time he lost. And he got up, man. He had about a $1,400 bet coming up. And I'm thinking if there was no table limits, you would always be a winner. If you had all the money and there's no table limits, there's no way you wouldn't win. But then it hit me. That's why there's table limits a lot of times, because eventually you can't double it.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. RenewHomeInnovations.com for your bathrooms. Whether you want a shower or a tub shower combination or beautiful big rectangle shower and do away with that tub. Some people are doing separate tubs. Whatever you want, you can get with Renew Home Innovations. And let me tell you, it is beautiful. American Standard fixtures, wall systems that require no maintenance, that look like stone. And they can get started immediately. They don't have supply chain issues. They have planned ahead. They have great financing and special pricing for seniors and veterans. 303-904-2000. Now these beautiful big showers nowadays, they don't have thresholds on them, so you can, if you have disabilities, they're greatly accessible with walkers or wheelchairs. They can put benches where you need them, grab bars, whatever you need, or of course just regular showers. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000, 904-2000. What's happening in your life? What can we do to help you? That's what we ask each and every day. 303-713-TALK is the number on our final hour. You can get right through. 303-713-8255. All right, so what do you think? What would make you switch to an electric car? Have you ever thought about it? Does there anything bother you about an electric car? They bother me a little, in that I feel like I might get stranded somewhere. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I do. I just feel like I might get stranded. But I don't think we're going to have a choice. I think the way life is going, they're going to be phasing out cars. I really feel that way. Anyway, George is with us from Fix It 24/7. Did you know, by the way, there's been an $87 billion, not spend, but increase, $87 billion increase in credit card debt in 2021.
And a lot of it was that fourth quarter.
That's right. Why? Why? $87 billion. They say many people are not feeling inflation because they're simply putting it on a charge card.
Some of that,
and making minimum payments, by the way.
Some of the unemployment stopped in that fourth quarter, so that could have something to do with it, and people had to go from the Uncle Sam money to their credit.
You're right. In fact, it said it had a lot to do with that, plus rate hikes and all of that. But credit card debt, $74 billion.
What does that tell you?
And that was, you're right. Hold on. It was only during quarter four. Holy crap.
I know.
That $74 billion was only in one quarter?
What do you...
Oh, you know what it was for the year? $87 billion
increase. But most of it, like I said, was that fourth.
$74 billion in that fourth quarter.
So what's your crystal ball going to say this time next year?
Dude, so $10 billion the first three quarters, $74 billion the fourth quarter. Think about that.
Yeah, they fell off.
Right,
it's unemployment.
Well, but that's also right when inflation started really hiking up.
Yeah.
And they say that credit card use has never been higher. And it says, since the end of the Great Recession, consumer performance has regressed year over year in 6 of every 10 quarters.
Do you think we'll see another, I don't know about foreclosures, but do you think we'll see a lot more bankruptcies again? Like 909 numbers?
100%.
I don't see how you get around it.
I don't either. They said in that same article, I think the average Joe's credit card debt, or the medium, was $10,000 roughly, or $8,000.
It's $8,600.
I mean, that's a lot considering if you look at that income, the average is $50,000.
Yeah. And total credit card debt right now in the country, almost $1 trillion.
And throughout history, when inflation skyrockets, unemployment goes to 10%, without exception. Goes to at least 10%. And right now, this is what...
Well, we're at 3.8. By the way, when you have low unemployment and inflation, it's a sure sign of a recession. It's a sure sign that it's coming. Because then unemployment goes up, right? It starts hiking up again.
Goes above 10%.
Or it goes up to 8 to so. And then it's really strange the way that works. When things go really, really well, the economy starts getting worse because the people start charging more and people are working. You have to lure employees and pay more. And then all of a sudden things get too expensive and it goes the other way and it starts slowing down. It's happened every single time before a major recession. Now, I don't know if there's anything in place that will stop that. But anyway, there are a lot of homes in foreclosure as well. We think of foreclosures as a thing of the past because of equity growing and homes being worth more. But if you can't make your payments, there's foreclosure. Hey, Al, you want to talk about hormone replacement, sir?
Yes, that's right. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Hey, doing good, doing good.
So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, real brief. I'm 54 years old. Was considering TRT back in 2019. My levels came back. I don't know, blood levels came back. Where they said, hey, you can get on it if you wanted to. And then
what was your testosterone level? Your
levels were at 489, and then the free was at 6.1, which indicated low on.
You're low. Yeah, you're a little low. I mean. Listen, everybody will tell you something different, but usually when they say you're okay, they mean okay for your age. And I don't want to be okay for my age. I want to be okay for a 45-year-old. But seriously, there's nothing wrong with replacing hormones. Now, you're going to hear a lot of nightmares about replacing testosterone. It causes heart attacks and all of this. If hormone replacement isn't done properly, it could cause some risk of things like thickening blood and some other stuff. But if it's done and also if you do testosterone and don't watch estrogen, your estrogen could go too high. But if you're careful at how you do it, it's a very healthy, good thing to do. Hormones are a protection, not a risk. We're born with them. We go through life with them, and there's no reason why we can't replenish them. But it has to be done properly.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Is there anybody on your referral list that you recommend?
Well, I like the Hormone Bros. They do BioT. They're great people. But listen, I want to explain something about BioT. BioT is, to me, the most natural way because it's a pellet that dissolves over time, and it doesn't have a lot of peaks and valleys. Now, it slowly grows from insertion to a peak. It levels off and then slowly comes down. But it's not the peaks and valleys you get with shots. I like it because if you're very active, you get more secretion. If you're less active, you get less secretion because it's part of your body and it's drawing off the blood circulation. So the more activity, the more you'll use. The less activity, the less you'll use. It's a pretty natural delivery system, and I was on it for years. And I like it, okay? But let me say something. I got off it, and I got off it for a reason. And the reason, frankly, was I ran out of spots in my ass. I don't know how else to put it. They implanted subcutaneously, and I was getting 6 or 7 pellets at a time, and I was developing scar tissue. And I swear to you, all of a sudden, I mean, I don't know if I didn't plan it properly or if the doctors didn't plan it properly, but I literally was running out of places for insertion, and because the scar tissue you'd have to break through, and then I'd have tremendous pain, and it was getting very uncomfortable. And I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on shots, and I do shots twice a week, my own. I do them on my own, so I can make sure they're level. I do blood work every 3 months, so I'm not getting crazy, although it's still not as even as it would be with a pellet. I did it for one reason, just to give myself a break. I plan on going back to pellets, but it really, I was on it for so long that I ran out of spots. And I sure as hell wasn't going to let him do it in my stomach. There's no way I'd let that happen. That's too sensitive. But if you can do it, I think what they need to do is you need to plan. They need to literally do like planning where they put it in your fat, so you don't run. So by the time you get to the end, you'll have the other part totally healed. And also, I, for some reason, developed scar tissue that a lot of people don't develop, and it made it even rougher. Are you developing scar tissue, Mark?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and I think the Hormone Bros have a great technique. Now, too bad they didn't have a way to, like, insert in the same area, like even like a port. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not kidding. If they could have like a little port that they can reopen and put in that same area, I don't know why they wouldn't. Why do we always go to a different area?
The one thing that does not work, and I'll say this, and we tried them for 2 or 3 months, are those sublinguals.
Now, they work for women. Trochees.
Suzanne had no good out of them either, man.
Man, Stephanie absolutely loves them.
We didn't notice a difference at all. I mean,
she loves them, but she gets blood work pretty often, and then they do the trochees, but a lot of women.
I'd be up around
2 or 3. Trochees are little square. They look like little square sugar tablets. They're not, but they're not sugar. And you put them under your tongue and they dissolve. Now, here's the thing. They're really a good delivery system, supposedly. But you just heard Mark and Suzanne say they didn't notice.
They're horrible.
They're
probably great for a lot of things. I just don't think they're good for testosterone.
And then, you know, the shots, you gotta know what you're doing with the shots. I mean, you gotta draw up with a bigger syringe and then put a smaller one on to shoot it. And then you have to know where you're going to do it. And a lot of people can't do that size needle on their own. They can't give it to themselves.
Pellets are by far the best if you're a candidate for them. I don't necessarily think they have to be BioT, but a pellet.
Yeah. By the way, BioT is a brand. And it's not a brand of pellets. It's a brand of marketing for doctors. And what they do is they all buy their pellets basically from the same places. So, like, for example, Grossman Wellness, where I have a concierge, where I have a doctor I go regularly, they do pellets, but it's not BioT pellets. They do pellets. And there are a lot of different places that do pellets, and pellets are pellets are pellets. The good part about BioT is they teach regular doctors how to do it in an accurate, really good way. And that's why BioT made such a good name for themselves. They're very standardized, the procedures and techniques and the dosing. Whereas an individual doc, unless you get someone very, very experienced like Grossman, like Terry Grossman, if you don't get a doctor like that, then to me it's hit or miss.
The Hormone Bros are great guys.
Yeah, they are good guys, man. The Hormone Bros will do you a solid with BioT. And
you know what I didn't realize, Tom, is with testosterone, more than 50% of their clientele is women. It does amazing things for women.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's right. And it can adjust their estrogen too accordingly. Again, men often need a pill to go along with testosterone, so they don't convert a lot of it to estrogen. Some people automatically take the testosterone and they make too much estrogen, and for that you need a drug like an anastrozole, it's called, and that keeps the testosterone and gives you less estrogen. So again, that's why I don't like these T clinics where you go in and all they do are shots, or all they do is one thing. And they don't do the constant blood work, and they don't do the follow-up.
You know why, though? A lot of people, like a lot of the police officers at the Hormone Bros, they'll set up at different places like Douglas County. There'll be like 20 cops lined up. It's because the only thing insurance covers is generally the shots.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, they don't cover the pellets where they'll cover shots? I never thought of that. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
What is this? All these foreclosures she put in there. Green Valley Ranch.
No, what she said was there's a lot of foreclosures going on.
Yeah, but they're all in Green Valley Ranch.
Did you go to the weeks now?
To get that higher rate, you typically need to be in a loan.
Did you check with your office?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was him.
Oh, I gotta do that.
I was going to say, nobody else does that. Nobody else does that.
Oh, it's the HOA.
Right.
Genesis Total Exteriors is a contractor that does everything from the roof to the basement. That means roofing, siding, windows, gutters, painting, decks, basements, kitchens, baths, pop tops, whatever you need, they do. But that's a good thing. They're a home improvement company, full service. And that means they can also take care of all your insurance damage as well. If you have any storm damage from any wind, hail, or any kind of fire damage, they can help you rebuild. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509, all on one invoice, one point of contact, 303-679-8509. By now you've heard of the Liquid Loan. I hope you have. If not, go to theliquidloan.com. And what you're going to find is a loan that is a 30-year line of credit with simple interest only. Why is that good? Because you can decide to pay interest only if you want. Keep your payments really low. You know, if you're going to be in a place 3, 4, 5 years, you shouldn't even bother paying principal. Just pay interest only. Or if you want to pay principal after that, you can. You can pay as much or as little as you want every month, every week, whenever you want to pay it. You can just send a check. You can also borrow back the equity. And if you have extra equity after paying off your first, you can borrow as much as you can. And here's the deal. It's liquid, so you can pay it back, borrow it back, pay it back, borrow it back. And for every penny you have in the bank, it counts against the balance. So it's like having a lower loan for that month, paying lower interest. Find out more, theliquidloan.com, and you can find that at Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500.
How long will this bull market last?
So I'm reading this article. Tell me how ridiculous this sounds. This woman who's facing foreclosure from the HOA, okay? She only owes $30,000 on her home, but she can't afford the $11,000 to the HOA. Now, what the fuck's wrong with that whole picture? So she's going to lose her home because she doesn't want to get any equity out of there? I don't even understand where she's coming from.
So Green Valley Ranch had a lot of people.
60 right now.
HOAs are a mess over there.
Well, the people owe the money.
Yeah, they owe the money, yeah.
Why they
But then the HOAs are a mess over there because they charge you for all kinds of stuff. Okay, ridiculous stuff. In fact, not that HOA, but another HOA literally was jacking with Big Al so much that he chose to just sell his house and rent it.
It's almost $1,000 a month. The HOA.
He got the fuck out of there.
Well, let me tell you, there's a lot. Almost any condo you have is more than that.
I was in one where $2,800.
Yeah, you had concierge. They'll carry your groceries.
Put them away for you. Oh my goodness.
They better cook them for you at $2,800.
It was just bullshit.
I'll take that medium.
And cook well too.
And go shop
that over at Landmark.
Isn't it per square foot on your? Isn't it generally per square foot? Yeah.
But it was
People put those oysters on there when they show it.
Alex. Wow. 2,200. That's why I was getting out of there.
Yeah, it's the price that never goes away.
I mean, that's a mortgage payment.
You know, Bell Mountain.
That didn't count your taxes, bro.
Bell Mountain was like $25,000 more a year than Keene Ranch, right across the street in Castle
My
Rock.
fucking condo.
Same $1 million
on its own, sitting there with $3,000. But you just sit there
with a gold IRA
without paying anything.
Gold. You can protect your retirement from this outright theft. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm one of the Birch Gold.
Thank God I had a trust fund.
Learn how to set up your own gold IRA. Text the word shelter.
I saw the writing on the wall. I thought they went into self-management, and they had some bunch of these blowhards with all the power that would tell them what to do.
That thing was in bankruptcy.
Well, that was before that.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just shocking how quick shit turns, man. You got 2 mega units in bankruptcy, and fuck, now
East West Partners bought it and finished up the penthouses and the other ones.
So now we have GDR East, Green Valley Ranch East, or Green Valley Ranch Aurora, starting at 4.
Mostly sunny skies for your
Starting in the mid-4s.
average in the mid-40s with just a bit of a breeze.
What do you get, a Cracker Box?
Oh, those, no, they're nice.
All those cooler temperatures.
On Piccadilly, everything East of Piccadilly starting at 4.
That's just a sign. I bet there's nothing less than 6.
They got some nice pieces of them.
Or call an agent for
Elizabeth is growing up like you wouldn't believe, man.
630 K-How.
It's crazy.
Hey, Tom Martino here for 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Suze, what information do you have on Toby Mac? A guy called and said, you know, it was canceled last week, or rescheduled last week because of a fire at the Ball Center, was it? And then
Ball Arena,
and then it was made for tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah, so a gentleman just called. He listens to the show and works up there. Said one of those hot boxes in club level suites caught on fire, which made all the sprinklers go off and flood the area. That's what did it. I don't think that quite made the news.
No, and then tomorrow night they're going to have it at the Ball Center again. Is it the same place?
Yeah, Ball Arena,
Ball
Tom.
Arena, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and Toby Mac will be there, and the tickets have gone down, and I mean they were paying $50 for front row. Now they're down to $10, I'm told. So if you want to go and buy tickets, I hear they're a steal right now.
I've heard of the guy. I didn't realize he was a Christian rap artist.
Yeah, he's cool. He is. He's fun. You know, yeah, it's fun. They had a big festival up at Red Rocks one time of Christian artists, and they're really good. And I see this redheaded bebopper in front of me just bouncing along, clapping his hands. And it was George. He was right. Well, I say red hair, kind of red. Kind of reddish. Isn't that reddish? It's kind of reddish. He turns around and says, what are you doing here? Anyway, it's funny. 303-713-TALK. Okay, so let's talk about other than furnaces. Okay, I want to talk about plumbing. Water pressure. We're getting a lot of people now with water pressure questions. They want higher water pressure, or they want lower water pressure. I mean, what do they want? What do they want when it comes to water pressure? Isn't it regulated by the city? Do we really need to regulate our water pressure?
Oh, no, yeah, every house has a regulator. So
every house, okay, so it pushes out with a lot of pressure. Do those regulators press down then for your house, or
up or down? You can, but what you don't want it to be higher than what the standard is, because then you have more pressure on your joints in your house. So if it's too high at some period of time, you're risking leaks.
Okay, yeah.
You don't want it to be.
And hammering and appliances. And so if it's too low, though, then it sucks because it's...
So then you can get it raised. So and a lot of times when it's low, it literally is just, you might need it replaced. Adjusted first. If it can't be, then you replace it and you'll be fine. A lot of people want higher water pressure. Usually it's like showers, and there's shower heads you can get that.
Do they really work, the shower heads? So what do? They just...
There's shower heads that can give you more water pressure than others, yeah, for sure.
Now, is that simply by choking it back a bit, like you pinch a hose and get more pressure but less water?
No, it's just the way that it's designed. I can't tell you how it's designed inside, but probably something similar to what you're saying, to make that shower head give more water pressure. And sometimes the shower head they just have is clogged with like sediment. I know. That's why I like the plastic one, the rubber ones you can scrape off with your hand. You never get sediment on those anymore. If you just, they have this rubber nozzle, little tiny rubber nozzles. Yep. So you just do it with your hand, and it'll break up the scale. And then, and of course, that's a whole different topic unto itself as to why that happens. But as far as water pressure, though, people think more pressure is better. It's not always better. In fact, it can do harm. Right. And then somebody else wanted to know about hammering. Now, what causes that? I mean, I don't even know can a plumber fix pipe hammering? Why does that happen? Sometimes you're on and off, and you're boom. Yeah, usually it literally is just strapping the pipe. So So
Oh, God.
a lot of times it's just loose. So when the pressure hits, it just it's just literally rattling. So if you can get to it,
Oh
and
yeah,
see where
if you can, it's a pain in the ass.
and if you can, then it's just a plumbing strap. I mean,
Okay. Then on the new, I want to come back because somebody wants to know about PEX. I personally think PEX is great.
Yeah.
You're not going to get hammering. You're not going to get a lot of breaking from freezing. You can, but it would take a lot. And I think it's economical. And I think if I was building a new house and had my choice, I would purposely go with PEX. Some say no, it's a cheap way out. Now, I think originally it was started to save money because it's cheaper than copper, but I think it's actually the technology is better. But let's talk about that coming back.
East Denver's talk station with Tom Martino.
George, I may have you guys back out then.
55 pounds, George.
Yeah, what was that? I'm not a plumber. I don't know what.
He's an electrician by trade. Before he was
an owner. Before he was an owner. With any breakfast sandwich purchase.
He's an electrician, master, or he was a master. Did you keep your master's license?
No, I let it lapse, but I just had to go test. There's a refresh course and test. I really don't have I had two different people.
I'm a boss now. I'm a boss. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Once I met you and started, listening to you talking about the clean.
Wendy's Breakfast, the official breakfast of March Madness. Choose your starting lineup, like the Breakfast Baconator or Honey Barbecue Biscuit, and enjoy oven-baked bacon, fresh cracked eggs, seasoned breakfast potatoes, and simply OJ. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's.
I love talking about great companies, and one of the great companies I love talking about is K&H Home Solutions. I've known the guys at K&H for how many years now? I mean, the whole time I've been in Colorado, 40 years. They've been in business 65 years, and I've known them for 40 years. Think about that. The new owner was taken over just right after I got into town, and that is Ted. He took it over from the original owner. They have a lot of heritage, but they have more than that. They have great deals and great products. They've always been one to innovate and get the best products available. And that's what I like. When it behooved them to change windows to get better, they would do it. So you can make the most out of your tax refund this year by going to them for their new sale with 30% off beautiful energy efficient windows. Beautiful windows, the best siding in the world, Everlast, and designer doors. A great combination, discounts, excellent products. K&H's 65 years of heritage plus your tax refunds. Details at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. My message when it comes to insurance claims is simple. Protect yourself. Well, how do you do that? You do that by getting someone on your side. And unfortunately, your insurance company is not on your side. Sorry. We have proven cases here time and time again where someone listened to their insurance company and lost out. But if they got a public adjuster, they won. A public adjuster works for you. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. You can trust them to take your case to get you the most coverage, the best coverage, and here's what they'll do. They'll fight your insurance company for you. They have the stats, they have the information, they have the know-how, they have the expertise, they have all that you need to get the most out of your claim. In fact, they'll take a look at any insurance claim you have, whether it be in the fires or whether it be hail or wind or anything, even a recently closed file. They'll take a look free of charge to see if you're being treated fairly, and they'll let you know the truth. 720-715-0000, 720-715-0000, or coclaims.com.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets.
Well, stop feeding him, MH.
Yeah. I thought it was air in the pipe. cause those hammers, the water hammers.
Can it do that in the water heat, hot water heat, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, to the air would flush out.
Oh, yeah, right.
So
It has
in a
the
boiler, like if you have a boiler closed system.
Yeah.
That could be. But if it's your water, you shut your water off and it does that. Like I've had in my own house. Where it's just literally
Just like hanging in it. Hanging around in the wall. Come on.
I mean, it could be that combined with high water pressure. It could shut off and it has too much water pressure, and that's also why it's doing it. Distracting that pipe would still fix it, but the water pressure will still fix you if that's the case.
You've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a doctor with years of study in restorative medicine.
No, I was fucking amazed at the guy. And whoever it was it you? I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was, but I was freaking amazed at this. He's like just taking the dang thing apart, and I'm like,
so call for a free consultation.
okay.
When he said that, I'm like, no one else does that. I checked it down there, so it was us.
Oh, cool.
Like, nobody else. I know nobody else does that. So I'd have been shocked if it wasn't us.
I was amazed. And that's why I originally had to ask. I'm like, because every time we talked about it, I'm like, what company was that? Who was that?
Now they can be.
It's been running fine ever since, huh?
It's about time you get it done again.
Probably.
It was a couple of 3 years ago. It might have been the second year that we lived here, because after the new construction, we figured we wanted it.
That's when it works.
How old is your furnace?
Huh? 7 years. I was the house 7 years.
Learn more today at 7cowomen.com. Your car is worth more right now.
Who's the builder?
Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are. The sharpest price in Englewood, they're going to give you the best.
Who made that house?
Did you like them?
Easy to get to, just located in Santa Fe.
In the end, I was kind of miffed with them, but they did pretty good. What happened is there's 4 ranches in a row that are essentially the same style, each one with a different elevation.
Yes.
But they did our HVAC different in each one of them. And I don't know, but they screwed mine up. They couldn't. I mean, they waited till just the last maybe week before closing to finally get the taking exhaust for the air conditioner heater. Okay, why? Because it went right down this funnel, you go between, and it ran right into the drain for the shower. So they had to make some snakes.
Hi. Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Beth, real quick, what's going on with your cell phone service?
Basically, I was a customer with Verizon for as long as I can remember, years, and I was talked into transferring to Xfinity this summer, Xfinity Mobile, and with that I bought an iPhone 12. Well, I live in the mountains, and I realized Xfinity Mobile wasn't going to work for me because I had zero service where I live. Wow. So I called Verizon right around Black Friday, and I said, do you have any deals, to get me back? And they said, sure, let's transfer you back to Verizon. You send us your phone, the new one you bought with Xfinity. We'll pay that off. Once you close that account, they'll send you a final invoice. You send us that invoice, and we'll give you the value of your phone up to $1,000, where it was right at about $1,000. Well, that was in December. So here we are in March, and I still cannot get an invoice from Xfinity with the final bill. So
why? Why is that?
If they say it's on the app. So I look at the app, and it says the balance due. They say they do not do paper invoices like they do for their internet and such. And so I've gone to Xfinity and Golden twice, and I had them screenshot what they had, and I sent it twice.
What is the final bill?
Right now they're saying I have past due balances of like $57, and they say the device balance on the phone is $850 because they've just been rolling it. Oh, I haven't been paying it because I told Verizon, I said, you guys have
all right,
my
so
phone.
What are the other charges? I know what the $850 is. What are the other charges?
The $850 was the device. The other charge was it just rolled over from the last month. They're charging me $50 a month.
Wait, are they still charging you $50 a month?
Yep.
Why?
Because I have not given them the device or paid off the device. So they're slowly keeping down.
I get it. Now, when you pay
So I paid
$50 a month, are you getting the service too, or just paying?
No service. I switched over to Verizon at the end of December.
So you're paying $50 a month. Is that $50 coming off the device?
Yes.
And you want it paid off by Verizon, and Verizon will pay it off, but they need a statement.
They need a statement from Xfinity, and I cannot get a statement from Xfinity. So I finally talked to the supervisor a couple of weeks ago, because I've called them probably 15 times. And finally, she consolidated, so it looks like I owe $850 now on the bill, but the bill doesn't say my name or the date. I mean, Verizon is just super picky. And so for the life of me, I cannot get a statement from Xfinity just saying, that owes $850 plus another $50 from last month. So it's very frustrating.
Now, when you say plus another 50, what do you mean? They take away the 50 every month, right? And to charge.
Exactly. And they're not even taking away. They're just kind of like adding it to the past due.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So now
what we need to figure out, do we have anyone at Comcast or Xfinity that might be able to get us a statement?
I think I can help her out.
She wants a statement just showing what she owes on the damn phone. Why should it be that hard?
Exactly. And I'm like, am I the only one that, bought a transfer to Verizon on Black Friday or whatever where this was a super deal? I've gotten on the forum, and I know other people have been frustrated with it.
Hey,
too,
what is the word on Xfinity Mobile? What do they use? Regular towers, or are they using some of the? I thought they were using some of their cable too.
Yeah, I tried to link onto the internet at the house,
right.
And it was kind of sketchy. And they swore to me when I went down there. I went down there to trade in my modem, and then I got talking to buy the mobile, and they said, "Oh no, we use all the exact same towers that Verizon does." And Verizon tells me now that's not quite right. So, yeah.
We hear terrible things about Xfinity.
It's Verizon. It's the same thing as Verizon.
What do you mean it's the same thing?
Xfinity resells Verizon.
Really? I thought that they were experimenting with some of their...
Well, I don't know about their experiments, but yeah, it's Verizon.
They also force you on the Wi-Fi calling.
That's what I mean.
Not permanently, but yeah. Unless you go in your phone and tell your phone
because they're trying to use their network that
they
have.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. But anyway, Beth, let's let Sue see if she can get through, or we'll give it to one of our deputies to hound them. I don't blame you. 303-713-8255. Who else is on Sue's? By the way, so PEX piping, you see it in red and blue for hot and cold, and it's plastic. It's seamless. Well, it's mostly seamless because you want to make it that way. Sometimes you have to tap onto one, or you put a T-fitting in one to get to plumb a whole house. Now, you guys don't do new houses, so when would you have the occasion?
We do repipes.
You do repipes, okay.
And PEX is the best. It's more flexible, more durable.
Is that what you use for repiping?
Yeah, it doesn't have corrosion.
I know. To me, and there's no joints except for at the fixture.
Less problems, less leaking. It deals with weather better. There's no negative to it. First copper.
See, that's cool. And what is it made of? Does anyone know? Because I know a lot of people are freaky about plastic leaching, and but it seems to be a pretty stable material. And I've not heard any criticism of it at all. And do they put it in new expensive houses?
Yeah.
Instead of copper, and it's better, probably better for the for the environment. Who knows? What I'm saying is, copper, we're running out of it. It's a commodity.
Does Fix It do those repipes?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Absolutely. We just did one last week.
Okay, when you do a repipe, how do you do that without tearing the house apart?
There's some areas you do.
You have to.
It depends on the house. You got to show them what you're going to have to do, and it depends on what they want to do. But every house is different. So,
yeah, it's like it is. It's a mystery. It's kind of
But the guy will go show them and go over whatever they're discussing.
And all the old pipe is left in the walls, right?
Yeah. A lot of it is, if we don't have to tear up your wall, we're not going to.
Right. So you can snake that PEX through a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's more flexible, yeah.
And then you get to the upper part. I imagine most of those stud spaces with pipes, if the pipe is running up the space, then it's open, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, that's cool. And why do people repipe? Because of old pipes or because of leaky or what?
Yeah, to prevent leaks. A lot of times people wait and they've had like their third or fourth leak and they're like, all right, I'm done. And they want to get it done. So everybody has their reasons, but really old houses, I mean, they typically have a lot of plumbing problems. So
yeah,
people finally get to the point where they just want to avoid, plumbing could be a disaster if you get the leak in the wrong area.
Greg, what's your issue? What's your issue, man? What's happening?
Well, I've got some roads that were maintained by Adams County.
Yes.
And they put down some recycled concrete road base as a top on the road, and it's got a lot of concrete debris in it.
That's right. It's recycled concrete is exactly what it is, and it's supposed to harden over time, but never like pavement. Yes.
Well, and they run it through the electrical magnets and everything, but it still carries some metal in it. You know how concrete is, wire, nails, the whole nine yards.
Hold on, though. Normally they don't do that, though.
They don't do what?
They don't put metal and stuff in it. They just put the concrete. It's filtered. In other words, it's a clean product. It's not like they're just breaking up concrete and
No, they're just breaking up concrete. They run it through a crusher. So when you tear up your slab or whatever, or roads, they take it, run it through a crusher.
Yeah, but it doesn't preserve any of the nails or anything. That's all finely, chopped up, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're talking little pieces of duplex nails, screws, little pieces of the wire that
I've never seen that in recycled concrete. But anyway, hold on a second. Let's examine this. Hold on.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
But they don't have shit in them. I thought that was just the concrete. You pick it up, you see crushed fines. To recycle concrete.
You mean he means asphalt, doesn't he?
No.
Like, I know people get chip seal. That's got all kinds of asphalt shit in it.
It's 39 right now in Denver. With your impact trusted weather, I'm Jenny. Hiring heating up? Indeed.
I got my doctor's call in a few minutes. I'll find out when my shit's going to be.
All in one place. Sponsor a post and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates on Indeed whose resumes match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Sheridan Auto Tech, everything you'd ever want, really, when it comes to a repair facility. Sheridan Auto Tech, first of all, they treat their customers like family, and that is pretty darn important if you think about it. I mean, they've been in business 20 years, and what else do they have? Here's what they have: honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value. Plus, of course, maintenance of all kinds, even electrical repair issues. Yeah, they have a whole electrical department. They have 2 convenient locations, Colfax and Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, Havana and Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242. Empower Reverse Mortgage. You've heard me talk about them because it's a company that I know and I trust. Mark and his team will take very good care of you if you're looking for a reverse loan. And that is what you need to consider when you are looking for a reverse loan: the proper counseling, the proper information, so you make informed choices. You get the right amount the first time, and you use it wisely. You have lines of credit, you have lump sums or monthly payments, and you can get a reverse loan if you're 62 or older and you have equity. Empower Reverse, 833-502-3100. In fact, you can get free information all about reverses by simply calling them. 833-502-3100. The owner, Mark Massey himself, will talk to you personally and give you all the information you want. EmpowerReverse.com, 833-502-3100. Genesis SolarCO.com. You've heard me talk about Genesis Total Exteriors. Well, they have a solar division as well, and solar is still an option. If you are looking for solar, you can rely on Genesis with a 25-year warranty, bumper to bumper on all of the components, plus a 25-year performance guarantee. GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317, GenesisSolarCO.com, 474-4317.
Social Security questions?
When did you start your benefits? 62, 67, 70, or when?
I didn't know how to handle this call. Guys interested in one of those Akitas from last week.
And Social Security.
Should I put him in touch with
Elliot?
Yeah, I'd say like
You to a free Social
call
Security
Ellen
class on
and
Tuesday morning, March
to the show, but
For more
we just
information,
want to
go to
warn you,
registercolorado.com.
make sure
That's
you
registered
know how to handle these
or
dogs,
call
read about it, because we understand they're handful. That's
Okay,
why
and then I'll give him Elliot's phone number. Okay.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com. With the new year comes new ways to save big. Belco Credit Union is offering 1% APY on a 24-month CD on balances of $500 or more. That's right, 1% APY on a 24-month CD. To get that higher rate, you typically need to be in a longer term. Stop by any Belco branch, call 1-800-BELCO-1, or visit belco.org/CD to open a CD online in minutes. Belco membership is required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA. Belco, banking for everyone. When a nasty cold keeps you up all night, Vicks NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief from your worst cold and flu symptoms, which changes a night that sounds like this into a night that sounds more like this. Ah, that's better. NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, stuffy head, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use this direct.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway. Eric Odlin is running for 7th District Congressman here in Colorado, and he's seen combat. Do we really want to go to war in Europe? We'll talk about it. Starting at 2, 6:30 K-House, Denver's Talk Nation.
I'm Tom Martino, and as you know, I'm a proponent of reverse loans. Silverleaf Mortgage, another fine company you can call and get advice on reverse loans, 720-REVERSE. That's silverleafmortgage.com. You know, so many people have more equity than ever. That's why reverse loans are becoming popular. Now, they're not for everyone, but if you're 62 or older the better, and you have equity, you can extract equity without ever going upside down in the loan or the home, if done right. And they're all done right, by the way, by the people I promote. Silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. Greg, I looked up I looked up recycled concrete. I'm not saying I'm an expert at it, but I used to live in the country where we had recycled asphalt, recycled concrete, and I see nowhere where they talk about that. I thought that it's separated, it's broken up, separated, and only the crusher, the fine paving material. I didn't know there's pieces of metal in it, but I could be wrong. What about it? Is it hurting your car or anything?
Well, yeah, I got admission from even the county. You know, I've made it all the way up to the deputy director.
Really, you got admissions that they put the concrete in,
definitely.
And go ahead.
We've been complaining for about 3 years now. We've been having problems every day with truck tires. I mean, when you have to spend an hour, 2 hours every morning just airing up tires before you go to work, that fell on deaf ears.
So you're actually getting flat tires from it.
Flat tires. It's just old debris, and it's just, you get leaks and everything else.
Do you have any, I know this sounds crazy, but do you have any handfuls of this stuff that you've actually looked at and you saw pieces of? And it's not stuff being dropped by other truckers or other motorists.
No, these are all new roads. When the new road boss came in, they came in first of all and dug out the ditches and raised all the roads. Then they came in with a couple different lifts, a lift of some sort of other material road base, and then they topped this off with the recycled concrete. Okay, that's when we started having problems. I've lived in the same area.
And you went out and started looking at recycled concrete, and you saw this crap in it.
Well, yeah, we know where it's coming from, and they even admitted that they put some of this down on the road, and they were running it themselves. They started having tire problems. So they put magnets on the graders, and they said yes, they did. They graded a certain stretch of road and came up with a 5-gallon bucket of metal. Okay,
really?
So we know it's there. Yes, that was from the deputy director, our road boss.
All right,
I had a meeting with him.
Greg, you have his name and number because I'd like to get him on the show.
Well, I don't want to. I'm kind of calling to find out if there's anything that I can go forward with.
Yeah, of course there is. Of course, you can get the county commissions to not use it anymore if it's truly causing damage to tires. That's ridiculous. It's expensive to get stuff fixed. If what you're saying is true about the 5-gallon bucket, who do I call to verify this stuff? Okay. I would like to get you on tomorrow. I'd like to get somebody from Adams County that admitted this to you. Give us the names. We'll have somebody look into it. I would love to do that. Hold on, Greg. I mean, if recycled concrete has nails and screws and parts of that in, that's ridiculous. I thought the whole idea was to separate out that stuff and crush it up, and you only get the fines, the stones and stuff. That's what I thought. I'm Tom Martino. We come to the end of another show. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow. Referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.